All right, what's going on, everybody? What's up? Another day, another live stream, another evening in paradise. How about that? So they want to absorb you. I kind of wanted to hop up here impromptu. It's going to be a reaction stream, reaction video, a short one. I'm going to make this short and sweet, but I do want to provide some commentary on what I saw. Dr. Umar Johnson a few weeks ago was scolding a mixed chick, which he often does, which most of the pro whacks they're going to do. To them, it's an easier target to try to pressure the mixed women into dealing with them, into bastardizing them or absorbing them into blackness. So, Dr. Umar Johnson, he is consistent with that. He is consistent with that. This is part of his brand essentially to do that. And let's talk about it. Let's get right into that. Sorry, you see I got a major supporter in here. Shout out to you. Another one as well. Shout out to you guys, you gals. Appreciate you guys being here. And yeah, let's get right into it. So I saw this a few weeks ago. It said Dr. Umar says mixed chick wants to marry a white man. What the hell's the problem with that? What's the problem if a mixed woman wants to marry whoever she wants to marry? That's her business. Look at this Dr. Umar, just this image here, like a bum. He's laying up on the couch or his whatever hotel room he's in, laying up on the sofa, you know, with the cell phone and the IG live, I'm pretty sure, all up in his face, like looking like a bum. Like, why does he care who these people date, who they want to marry, who they're with? Mind you guys, Dr. Umar has multiple kids by multiple different baby mamas. He's disqualified as far as relationships go, giving out advice is what I'm saying. It for people talk to him as if like his advice is like, the word of God, or if he's a prophet or something, the prince of, Popeye's chicken. Like people take him seriously, which is very sad, especially a lot of the mixed people who are, yearning for an identity. They're looking for answers. I know because I was there, because I met Dr. Umar. I met this guy on the screen. So I'm qualified to speak on this. So I know I was there, a few years back, about in 2016 when I met Umar. So we're in 2024. So that's what, 8 years ago, almost a decade ago. I met Umar. And this is when I was in my early or my mid 20s. So I was in that position where I was kind of striving for identity, trying to find a purpose, etc. And these Afrocentrics, these black supremacists like Umar, they take advantage of that. They know a lot of mulattoes and just multiracials in general are striving for purpose, a destiny, belonging, and like we are their ultimate tools that they use. But I'm just sitting here kind of laughing. How does he position himself to be an authority figure as far as mating and dating and like who people are going to date and mate when this guy's got like multiple baby mamas? Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, and people don't question that, but these are some young characters here, these gals, two gals here. Let me put this fair use up here, or as I like to say, unfair use. But we're going to talk about it. Let's go.
We're not. Hi. Hi.
Okay, ladies, I want to do a ethnicity check if y'all don't mind.
Okay.
What are the ethnicities here?
The funny thing is, right off the back, he has to do an ethnicity check. Did you guys hear that? He said, I need to do an ethnicity check. That lets you know right away he is not talking to black people. He's talking to ambiguous people, two ambiguous women. I have to do an ethnicity check. I don't know. What are ya? What are ya? You're Puerto Rican or something? What are ya? Like he doesn't know what they are. Yeah, because we're not a black like you. But the Afrocentrics, the Afrocentrists, the pro dark skin, the dark skin supremacists, they will fool you and trick you into thinking you're a part of their group. You're just like them. Right off the bat, I need to do an ethnicity check. What are you guys? See, and the main thing he's going to get into, and I'm going to expound upon that, go into further detail, is the identity component. So, well, what do you identify as? Right? The whole world looks at you. They know you're not black. The only people on the screen that are black is Dr. Umar's black ass. The other two ladies, they're not black. Everybody knows that. You all can see that. See, and he's not gonna try to fool you right off the bat. He says, I need an ethnicity check. You're not a member of his tribe, his pro Bantu, pro dark skin, anti mulatto tribe. You're not a member of his tribe, right? I just find it hilarious. But he's with all this like mental gymnastics, he's going to try to trick them. Especially, it's going to work a lot with the women. That's why these Afrocentrics like Phil Advise Show, Dr. Umar, Tariq Nasheed, they're able to trick, because they're all pimps and hustlers. They're able to trick the females more than the males. That's why you look at their videos, their commentary, and all that. They target the women more because they know it's an easier kind of situation. With the males, we're sitting there like, fuck you. You're going to pay me. You're going to give me something. What? I'm not dealing with you. But with the women, they know it's an easier target. So that's why they're going to play these games with them, these mental gymnastics, as I'm saying, where right off the bat, he's like, he doesn't know what the hell they are. They're not black women. You look at them, they don't look like black women. He knows that, but he'll lie to them. As soon as he figures out that maybe one of their parents is black or they're mixed, biracial, whatever, then he'll try to use that. He'll weaponize the one drop rule to trick them into serving blackness. Very deceitful game that they play. And a lot of you mulattoes, specifically, I'm saying mulattoes, you don't call it out. You don't see this and question it and look at it like, wait a second. They look at you as a tool out here. They want to use you. My whole position out here is make sure you get something from them. Make sure you get something from them. They need to give you money. They need to subscribe to your, social media platforms. They need to support you. They need to give you something if you're going to deal with them. There's no freebies. They're trying to position you mulattoes to giving them freebies. He's going to trick you. He's going to ask you, what are ya? Ethnicity check. They don't ask blacks. I know I'm kind of rambling right now and ranting. I'm going to get into this. I'm going to push play. Just let me speak. The thing is, like, they don't ask blacks, what are you? They don't ask blacks, I need an ethnicity check. They only ask you people, you ambiguous mulattoes. You guys haven't figured it out yet. It's funny. You come to me, you come to my channel, you find my channel, whatever, platform, it's Instagram or TikTok, and you people act stupid and fucking dumb and confused. Not all of you. Most of you are solid. But the few of you who act fucking dumb, and I eventually have to block you, it's like you guys act fucking dumb. Like you're anti-black. I'm sitting there like they're letting you know you're not a part of their group. They don't ask blacks, I need an ethnicity check. See, it's only you people, you mulattoes, right? And you come to my channel and then you act dumb, and I'm sitting here. I'm gonna have to basically kind of educate you. It is what it is. Let's continue on.
We're not. Hi. Hi.
Okay, ladies, I want to do a ethnicity check, if y'all don't mind.
Okay.
What are the ethnicities here?
I'm East African.
You're East.
He needs to do an ethnicity check. You fucking tools, man. I love it. You dumbass fucking tools trying to find a place to belong. You haven't figured it out yet. You confuse mulattoes serving the Bantus, trying to placate to them, kiss their butt. You haven't figured it out yet. You just want to belong. And they know, you see, their ticket to belonging is being a bastard baby maker, a baby mama to the dark-skinned black. That's their ticket to belong.
East African?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now, hold on. Let's stay with that East African for a minute. What is your mother's ethnicity and what is your father's ethnicity?
Look at how he kind of like, squints his eyes. He licks his lips because he's a fucking pervert, right? This guy, I'm going to smash your cookies, queen. And you remember, there's a big age gap here because Umar is reaching 50. I don't know if he's 50 now. These look like college age females. who are younger gals. You could tell looking at him, right? And so, like, and because he has a larger social media presence, he has a massive following. This guy gets paid. I actually paid, like, was it like $20 to watch him speak back in 2016 in Long Beach, California. So he has people that will pay to watch him speak at different places, venues, right? Across the country, United States, even in other places around the world, I think in the UK, etc. So, like, so he has a following, etc. And of course, that is a major appeal to women. So he has these two young, kind of, whatever, college age females. So it's kind of easier to entice them if you are considered a tribal leader and you have a following, you have people who look up to you. It's easier to entice them, right? They see you as a quote unquote alpha male. But I'm looking at like he licked his lips and kind of like squints his eyes, like, and that right there. And he brings up the gender component. Which one of your parents is African? Which one is a dad or the mom? Like, he's not as smart as he tries to pretend to be. And I already shared that on my community post where they always get it wrong. They always try to say, "Oh, you're daddy. You're just a mulatto with the white daddy," or "You're just." I get that a lot from these people. That's why I laugh. They always get it wrong, right? And some of them, "Oh, your mom's white. That's why you're posting this stuff." "Oh, your daddy's white." And I'm sitting there like, why are you people? You're wrong most of the damn time. I don't, you know. But then they always go with that gender crap. Which one of your parents is black? Let me see how I can dissect you and deal with you and cross-examine. Let's continue.
My mother's white.
Okay.
And my dad is Ugandan.
He's Ugandan.
Her mom is white, her dad is Ugandan, but she likes white men. And this black has an issue with that. He wants to bastardize her and absorb her into the black group. Okay, let's continue on.
Mm-hmm.
He's black Ugandan.
He's black Ugandan.
Okay.
Oh, she's
So
not
you're mixed
white.
race. How do you identify them?
And then he just said it right there. Oh, so you're mixed race. And so how do you identify as mixed race? Yeah, she's not black like you. You look at these people, I can just right off this, doing this live stream. I know I've been kind of slow lately, as you can see, like with the content. Like my last video upload was like 2 weeks ago. My last live stream was like 2 weeks ago. Besides, a couple of days ago, I did live stream. So I've been very slow connecting. I apologize. I love you guys. I'm here to support you. I'm giving you a voice. This is for you. This is a community service. The mulattoes here. I even have multiracials like coloreds and even like Pardos and Dominicans and different multiracial people who support it. And like, this is for us to have a voice. That we center mulattoes here on this channel, on this platform. My whole position here is for you. So I know I've been lacking a little bit. I apologize, just with work, etc. Everything. You guys know it's life, but I'm here to serve. And yeah, what am I getting off with this this spew I'm doing here? I don't know. I was gonna share something. Losing my train of thought. Jesus. It's late at night, guys. I picked up a couple extra shifts to make some extra dough on the weekends, and got to go to work early in the morning. You guys know how it is. I'm not going to sit here and bore you with all that crap. We're all out here working, surviving, and hustling, living our best lives. But to me, like, it's a passion for me. I was talking to one of my colleagues, and I was telling this woman that, like, on all my trips when I travel to different places, like, I record all this footage and all these images and all this stuff. But I'm sitting here like, but like, I don't upload that content or edit it to upload to my other channel. I have like a couple different channels. It's just because it's like, this is my passion. If I have the time, I want to put effort into it. Like, man, the mulattoes have a voice. And I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea. A lot of people don't like me. They're irritated by me. They're jealous or whatever. They look at me, they're like, they don't like the fact that people fuck with me, that they like me, right? People are upset about that. And so I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but the fact is we have a voice. We're not going to get drowned out by the blacks. Those days are over as far as I'm out here. And you can cancel me on YouTube or TikTok. It'll be easier to cancel me over there. or on IG or whatever, all the platforms, the idea that these Afrocentrics or these blacks are going to try to drown your voice out, mulattoes, those days are over. Those days are over. So I think I saw a comment from, I wanted to speak on that from right here. Yeah, shout out to you, Val. You put black men call out white dads and black women call out white moms. You posted this comment as well on another video or a post that I made somewhere. And yeah, I want to expound upon this in the future as well. This is 100% accurate because they always come with that gender angle. Exactly. With their own little gender war. They can't even get along with their own people. And we're seeing that with the whites now, where the white boys have entire social media pages calling white women mud sharks and shit like that, right? And a lot of white women are competing. They're feminazis, literally. They're competing against white men for power. And so we see that with these different groups and even Asians as well. We can get into that in the future where they have their gender war. But with us, with mulattoes, we see that with the African Americans, they are heavily playing on that gender war dynamic to destabilize us. And as you put here, black men will say, oh, well, you got a white dad. That's why you dissing me as a brother, as a black male. You dissing me because you got a white dad. But the black women, which are the majority, it's a matriarchy in their community. That's why you hear more of their voices where they're talking shit about, oh, you got a white mom. You must have a white mom. That's why you're not kissing my crusty, dusty, dirty black ass because you got a white mom. And I'm sitting there like, nobody's bowing down to you, people. Are you going to pay me? You're going to give me some money? You're not? Okay, yeah, goodbye. Get the fuck out of here. Go talk to the people, okay? The exoticals and the rest of them who will kiss your black ass and do what you want. They're begging for your, begging for the numbers, the audience. We're not interested in that. We don't care about that over here. This is a mulatto spot over here. We got the voice. Tough, deal with it. Go cry to your white massa. We got the voice over here. Let's continue on.
Though, on the regular basis.
Black.
You do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Young lady on my right.
Hi.
What is your ethnicity?
Wait, you should guess.
You're Asian, but
He's got to do an ethnicity check, guys. I look at this chick here, this mulatto chick here, who said her mom's white, her father's Ugandan black. Where look at how the big smile and grin on her face, because she's like, "Ooh, I got this guy, this hip hop." I think Dr. Umar, that's what Seti, the Sarah suit and Seti pointed out that it's kind of funny. I met Umar during that time when he was beefing with the other guy, Seti. I think Seti pointed out that Dr. Umar has a hip hop manager. That's pretty funny shit. The whole conscious community kind of scruffle. He pointed out that this Umar guy, he's a scholar, but he's got like a hip hop manager and shit. But you look at these young people who like hop up on his IG live to talk to Umar, some major authority on pro-whack affairs. And it's always these mixed people. I did a stream about this like a while ago. We had a mixed guy and a couple other mixed girls, like young adults too, like college age. And they're enthralled to meet him. And I kind of sympathize with them because, like I said, I was in that position. I was in my early 20s, say like 8 years ago. I met Umar and I was kind of in that position too. I wasn't like starstruck or awe, but I was like, hey, you know what? I kind of looked up to him. I will admit that I kind of did, in a position where it's like, look, I get it. You're proud to be black. And that's a very admirable thing, because in the United States, a lot of the blacks that I meet, like they hate themselves. Like, look at their behavior. They hate themselves. So when you see someone like an Umar, who in my position, he doesn't hate himself. He likes being black. And I respect that about him. I actually still to this day admire that about him, that he likes being black. What I disagree with him on is how he views mulattoes and multiracials. He views us as a problem because he's a disciple of the Chancellor Williams and the black supremacists who push the anti-mulatto conspiracy theories. So for him, he looks at us as an issue where they want to neutralize us. because they view if they look at us as that if we become a growing demographic, we have our own agenda, our own body politic, we won't need them. In his eyes, and historically, what they have concluded with their conspiracies is that we will be above them. Okay, I'm articulating it the best I can at the moment, but this is the disagreement I have with him is because they look at us as a utilitarian class of people. Basically, they're saying that if you don't bow down to us or marry black or date black or be with blacks, oh well, then you're the enemy. I'm like, you're not my people. Okay, I respect the fact that you're proud to be black. Okay, I have African heritage. I'm proud of my African heritage, but I'm not the same as you people. I'm gonna let you know that I've been saying that before Kundrick, Lemoyce, and the rest of them. I've been saying that for a minute. So let's continue on with this.
I'm not sure which nationality.
Okay, wait, that's close. I'm South Asian. I'm
You're s-
Bengali.
Okay, are you related to Vice President Kamala Harris?
He has to ask her what their ethnicity is. They don't look like you though. You look at them like, you know. I'm trying to point this out to my audience, my listeners. I got a bunch of you up in the chat listening right now, and even on the playback. They don't ask black people, I need an ethnicity check. What are you? They don't ask the blacks that. That should be your clue right there that you're not the same as them. A lot of you guys, unfortunately, you haven't figured it out yet, sadly. I'll help you out to a certain degree, but I'm not going to hold your hand in the process. I'm going to just push this information out, this content. You're either going to take it or leave it. You don't like it, unsubscribe. You can bounce because I got new people every day listening. And the beautiful thing, what I love, what about what I'm doing is this is international. I have people around the planet, every continent that is tuning into this. That makes me very proud. And I'm building connections with these people and I'm actually meeting them very soon. Like I'm building, like I'm, I'm not just going to leave that there. I'm meeting these people around the world. Okay. We're building this. Let's continue on.
By chance?
She's actually Indian.
Okay, well, she's South Asian. India is South Asian.
I'm from Bangladesh.
Okay, you're from Bangladesh. And do you date black men?
It doesn't matter what she dates. It's like, why does he ask her that? He's talking to her like because of the sexual politics, because they want to bastardize you and absorb you. And they want to prevent more mulattoes and multiracial people, especially because he's American centric. Remember, he's an American. His father is like a Marine, a veteran, served in the US Army, Marines. Like, so he's an American guy. And he's traveled across the world. Dr. Umar's well traveled. So, but he kind of basically is a voice for the Pan-Africanists and the Garveyites, as he calls it, Marcus Garvey, and the Black Americans. He's like their voice of the Pan-Africanist Black Americans. He's their voice. So it's very American centric. But he knows that their population is kind of diminishing and they're becoming amalgamated into other groups, particularly whites. So he has the issue with the mulattoes, but they're mixing in with even Asians and the Latinos, etc. So that's why he's using this angle, this sexual angle, like asking these young women about who they're dating, if they date these guys. Like, why do you care? Why do you care? Mr. Two different baby mamas, not married. I think he did get married, but or he's a polygamist or something. It's very wacky and weird. But this is the pro whack zone. Let's continue on.
Miss
That's
Bangladesh.
Actually, that was our question. Do you think it's okay?
Go ahead. What's the question?
And remember, like, I just want to add this before I continue on. These are two young, kind of young and dumb, okay, chicks. I'm gonna be honest, okay. Pretty chick, the mulatto chick, of course. All mulattoes are pretty, but they're just young and dumb. They see a guy with a large social media following, so they want to jump up on there and clout chase on his IG live. They can have more people, more guys looking at them from his video. We're talking about it. Do you think I'm gonna go over and try to find out who these characters are? No. In this position, why would I? When these people find me, they search me, they find me, they follow me. I don't know who these, so like, why am I going to go look for this individual? You're just one mulatto amongst the millions you know, but they're just trying to clout chase, jump, look at it, young and dumb. I mean, I hate to say that, but it's very accurate. You look at their face, their facial expressions and body language. This guy's sitting on a couch, lounging in his little hotel room, grifting off the low self-esteem of the pro wax. And then these two chicks and whatever jumping on his IG live. They're bored, trying to get some more followers on IG. Let's continue on. Fair use.
Go ahead.
You ask, do you think it's okay for a black woman or for a brown woman to be with a black king?
She said it's not for a brown woman to be. She corrected herself. Black woman. She's like, she knows damn well she ain't a black. You got a white mom. You're not a black. She said a brown woman to be with a black king. Be with a black king. Guy puts here, not all of us are pretty. Yeah, people say that's fine. I laugh. I love it. I'm short. I'm fat. I'm ugly. I'm an incel. I'm bald. All this stuff. I'm short, fat, bald, and all this stuff. And I'm sitting there like, well, most of the people making these remarks, none of these hoes are on camera. None of these hoes produce any, and these are male hoes. These are boys, bitches, hoes. None of them produce any content where they're cammed up, giving commentary or talking. So I'm sitting there laughing. So people say all that shit about me, whatever. I'm not pretty. I'm a dude. I'm a dude with some balls. My job is not to be pretty. I'm going to fucking fight you. If you're a threat, if we're out here, my whole goal, my whole position is this. If it's just me and you or whatever, a couple of you, and we're in a dark alley somewhere, I'm going to make sure I'm the guy that's walking out of there. If you throw both of us, me and you, mono a mono or whatever, in a hole somewhere, I'm going to be the one making it out of that hole. I'm not trying to be pretty. I'm not going to make it look pretty. So this idea for me as a dude to be pretty, like that's not my job here. My job is not to be pretty. My job is let you know I'm going to see you, I'm going to find you, and I'm going to make it a problem. Okay. It's the female's job to be pretty. Just wanted to highlight that. I saw that comment. Let's continue on with this.
No, because black kings need to be saved for black queens.
Okay.
That's understandable. I get it.
Okay. But what if it's like a security guard at the club who's like always going for her and he like, they're kind of cute together?
He has low self-esteem. I want you to tell him he has low self-esteem.
Well, most of you people have low self-esteem. That's why you're in the predicament you're in. Most of you people do. And this lady, this with her white mother, she's sitting there smiling. She knows it's true. They feel sorry for you people. That's the reason why mulattoes identify as black in the first damn place. They feel sorry for blacks. And the other woman, she's Bengali. She's not even like African descent. But her buddy right next to her, she's mulatto, right? Has some African descent. Like they feel sorry for you people. That's why these mulattoes identify with you blacks. Like, I hate to break it to you, to shatter your ego, but that's the reality. They pity you in a sense. They feel sorry for you. And the mulattoes who get stuck is because they're yearning for belonging. They don't have the wherewithal, the confidence to even just develop their own shit. Like there's enough of you guys out here. I don't get it why you can't just build your own situation. Why you want to join another group who despises you, who's envious of you, and who tries to trick you and steal from you. Like it doesn't make sense to try to join them and to help them out when a lot of you haven't figured it out yet, but that they're going to basically undermine you and backstab you. It's in their nature. If you are a mulatto, you'll eventually get your wake-up call. Okay.
Tell him Dr. Umar said, stop brown bunny hunting and go get you a chocolate goddess. That's what you tell him.
That's right. And I should get myself an Indian man. You're right.
There you go.
You're right.
There you go.
I'm gonna get myself a South Asian man. And
Now you could get you a Caucasian. You could get you an Arab.
He doesn't like
I
Caucasians.
don't like Caucasians.
What's wrong with it? Why you don't want to date a Caucasian?
That's not the one for me.
Okay. Now let me go back over to my mixed race queen.
He's got to go back over to his mixed race queen. And look at her. I paused it at the right moment. the Bengali is pointing to her. She's not a black queen from the community serving Tyrone and Pookie. Wonders why she's a dumbass baby mama. The mixed race queen, you see the delineation there? That is not a black woman. Like I said, I can do, like, shout out to biracial awareness. I really support and am, a fan, a colleague, associate. Me and biracial awareness are tight. Like on his social media, what he's doing, he's been doing it way before me. So like I can, like I said, with the pictures and stuff that I post with like the Bantu, Mulatto, or whatever, like that's all that inspiration comes from biracial awareness, what he's doing. I could do the same thing with this post. This woman you see on the screen here, this mulatto chick, put her next to some dark skin like Umar or his female counterpart. These aren't the same people, and he knows it. He's tricking you people. That's why he's saying this my mixed race queen, like Drake pointed out with Kundrick Lamoist, talking about you the black messiah wifing up a mixed queen. You see that? You're not a black queen. You'll never be seen as a black. And these mixed race women, they know it. They know it. That's why they have to basically give bastard. They got to find the darkest, blackest individual they can find and have their bastard kids by them. And that's their basically pathway into blackness. Everybody can see it now. We're just articulating it now. And it does hurt some feelings. People start to realize they kind of made some, I'm not going to say, mistake. It's harsh. It's their children or family, but they made some decisions that were questionable and cowardice, where they know what they're doing. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, why would you position yourself like that just to fit in with the group? That's not your group, your people. You just want to fit in with them. So you're going to have that individual's kid, but he's not helping you pay the bills. Like, some of these chicks, I see them, a lot of them, if they're married to these men, it's all good to them. I have nothing to say that's their man. Their man supports them. I've seen a lot of these mulattoes. It's all good. I have nothing to say. It's just overwhelmingly, I see a lot of them, they're baby mamas. They're baby mamas, that their man is nowhere to be found, and they're not helping them pay the bills. And I'm sitting there, why? That is such a fucking L. Why? Are you a struggling baby mama to a black guy and you just wanted to fit in with black people? And you're not a black person. You're a mixed race woman. And you just wanted to fit in with black people. So it's very, very sad. And I see that. Let me continue on.
Do you date white men?
I do.
You do.
I do.
Why don't you date black men?
Because one, I'm at a university where there's not a lot of.
He asked her, she's a mixed woman, half white, half black. He asked her, why do you don't date black people? Why do you date white people? But the thing is, they're dumb. I mean, they're on this IG live trying to, it's none of his business who they date. That's why I'm sitting there talking about it. But it's a political situation because he wants to bastardize these women. Like, you see a lot of these mixed women with their black baby daddies and their, the dark-skinned blacks, they leave them. Because the job is done. They've tricked you. They've hoodwinked you. They've bastardized you. And then they leave all the responsibility. You're stuck raising your black kid because your kid's going to be a griff. They're a griff. They're 75% black, whatever, 70% black. They're black. They're majority black. Black is dominant. It's dominant Jane, right? You're 70%. Your kids are black. Okay? So, yeah, and they're going to leave you. You're stuck there raising those kids as a mixed person. It's just, man, it's a major L. And see, that's the thing. That's the goal for them, is like, okay, mission accomplished. They've conquered you, essentially.
Black men.
But
Well, the thing is, this mulatto, she can choose whoever the hell she wants to be with. I'm not sitting here telling her, you need to pick a mixed guy. I don't give a fuck who she dates. It's not my business. I'm not going to check this woman, her IG. I don't give a damn. I don't know. These women find me anyways at this position now. These women, these mulattoes, mixed, multiracial, they find me. on my social media. I'm not going to search this person. I don't give a damn who she dates. It's not my business. Why does Umar care so much? That's the key thing here. Why does he care? She's a mixed woman. She could be with a white guy. And people like, I share a lot of images and posts of Zoe Kravitz. I'm not going to quote unquote report the news, make a community post. I'm going to do it right now quickly. But I share a lot about Zoe Kravitz because her aesthetic is beautiful. It's superb. And I say like the mulatto aesthetic. I really like Zoe Kravitz. Basically the elegance of this woman and her facial symmetry that is superb. I love posting images of her, promoting her. I have some t-shirts. I got her face on some I'm serious. I got some Sade t-shirts too with her face, but I'm like, some of these mulattas, just the perfection of their facial symmetry. It's worthy to just put it on a t-shirt and wear it. Walk around proudly. And so Zoe Kravitz, I post a lot of images of her. People know that. They see that on my social media. And she just broke up with the guy. She's with a white guy, Shannon Tatum. She's been with him for like 3 years. I think they were engaged to get married. And people were like in my comments trying to be like, oh, well, you know, she's got a white man. I remember like someone on TikTok was even like, oh, she chose to be with a white guy, not even a mixed guy. And it's like, it was a typical black, right? Oh, she likes white guys. She doesn't like you mixed guys. I'm like, I don't give a damn who the hell she likes. That ain't my business. She's a very attractive woman and she identifies as being mixed. So therefore, she's worthy enough to promote. Like who her partner is, that's not my business. Like, but Umar cares about you mixed women and who you're dating. Why do you choose white guys and not black guys? This is a half white woman. You're looking at her. Nobody in Africa would call her black. Umar knows it. He's tricking you people because he wants to use your ass for his political agenda, to absorb you, to neutralize you, and to bastardize you, to benefit the dark-skinned Bantus. This is what it is.
Where do y'all live at?
We're in Boston.
Okay, so you're in the United States. Okay, but Boston has a lot of black men in Boston.
Not in our school.
Yeah, not in our school.
But you could date a black man from another school. I just spoke at the University of
He's trying to convince her, well, you don't have to date white guys. You can date a black guy. There's black guys there in Boston. Date a black guy. Why does he care so much? Remind you guys, this is a guy who's got multiple kids. I don't know how many kids he's got, but he has a couple different baby mamas. He's not married to any of these women. That's a red flag right there. How is it that a guy who's a failure in relationships, who cannot even wife a woman and start a family and celebrate having a family with a woman, how is he positioning himself to give this pro-whack love, black love relationship advice? He doesn't give a damn about you mulattoes, you mixed people. He looks at you as a threat politically, and numerically he wants to bastardize you because he's fearful you will go into the white group and increase the white numbers. The whites are already good. I mean, that's why they're bringing in all these Hispanics. They're going to fuse with the Hispanics. It's going to be a little bit more difficult with the Asians because their genes are stronger. Their children are not going to look Anglo at all, rarely. So they know with the Hispanics, who are especially Mexicans south of the border, primarily mestizo. It's a mestizo nation, Mexico. So the Spanish European bloodline is very strong there, the heritage, because they basically miscegenated the Aztecs out of existence for the most part, as they've done with the native populations in the Northern America, United States. So they know the Anglos in the United States can fuse better with the Mexicans, the Mexicans south of the border, because they have a stronger European, Spanish blood. Does that make sense? So they know that that's their chosen buffer class population they can fuse with to create more quote unquote whites. Just a generic term they use when they call Arabs and everybody else whites, right? So yeah, and this is what is. So the Anglos, they don't need the mulattoes. Okay, they already have their buffer class. They got the Hispanics. So it's the blacks. They need a buffer class to help them increase their numbers. That's why they're desperately trying to hold on to the heels of mulattoes and beg them to join their group. Just let us talk shit about you being light skinned. Just let us clown you for not really being black and you not like us. Let us just crack jokes on you, but still join us, still marry us and deal with us. This is the type of fucking shit that they present to you guys. Like for me, my ego is just too strong, or I don't know, my mental fortitude is too big. I was sitting there laughing like I would not accept a shitty deal. Just a couple years dealing with these savages, I realized like I'm not gonna be doing this forever, people. Okay, when I was in San Diego and I moved to Las Vegas, and I traveled this country as well, different places, but like I just realized like during like 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, let's say that kind of the few years around there, I just realized like I'm not going to be stuck with you people forever. I tried, I had my pro black phase and all that stuff. I sympathize with you people like a lot of mulattoes do. They pity you. They know you people, you're disadvantaged. A lot of these mulattoes, if they want membership access, they have to use their light skin privilege to help the darker skinned Bantus, right? They get suckered into that position, the standard mulatto. And I was there too, so I understand. And I just realized during that time, I was like, I'm not going to be stuck with you savages forever. I see the game. You think you're going to use us and punk us. Okay. And it's not going to work out for you the way you think it is. Like I already see the numbers, the trajectory into the future. These younger mulattoes, I'm already seeing like the pewter party. Shout out to the pewter party. I see you guys. I see these younger mulattoes. They're not having it. They're already developing a consciousness and building upon it. It's just the beginning right now. This is nothing. It's only the beginning. I already see these mulattoes actively participating in this discussion. I'm just a guy with a loudmouth, some balls, and a negative attitude on social media, but I'm letting you know behind the scenes, these people, mulattoes, they're talking. Let's continue on.
Massachusetts earlier this year, main campus.
And
There was
she just date mountain men.
mountain men.
I do like a mountain man.
Listen, my mixed race queen. Hold on.
You see how he pauses again. I'm going to pause and point that out. He calls her my mixed race queen, not his black queen. You guys, that's very important for all you dumbass mulattoes who think you're a black because you're sucking off dark-skinned blacks. You think I'm a black too. My daddy black, even though I never met my black daddy. But my boyfriend, my baby daddy's black and he's dark skinned. I'm sucking him off. And I got a black, kid from him. So I'm black. And, for them, those dumbasses, like he's letting you know right now, he's calling you a mixed race queen, but he's calling you a queen. So it'll kind of stroke your ego. Like he's not calling you a black queen. You're not the same as a black. Like that's the whole point here. He's calling you mixed race. He's not calling you black. You don't even look like a black. That's why the black gene is not dominant. Don't let these deceptive dark-skinned Bantus fool you with their trickery, trying to tell you the black gene is dominant. You look at this woman on the screen, she's got a black dad, a white mom. No, the white genes are more dominant than the black genes. Oh, I can tell she's mixed. She's not Anglo-Saxon. Yeah, but she doesn't look like a fucking dark-skinned Bantu like you. People don't know what the hell she looks. They could say she's Arab or Latina or something. That's what they say to all of us. That's what they say to me. You Puerto Rican, you Latino or something, Brazilian. Yeah, I don't look like you motherfuckers. You can play the dumb games all you want and cry and complain about my tone and my language. We're not the same as you people. And Umar knows this with his little grin on his face. That's why he's saying mixed race queen. He's not saying black queen. This is important. Take notes, guys. But those of you who've, basically succumbed to the Bantu and you have their kids and now you're struggling, baby mama. I get it. Your fate's kind of sealed. Sorry, guys. I don't know. You guys are going to get offended by me. You're going to unsubscribe and block me. That's okay. That's cute. That's cool. There's another mulatta who's just going to find this. You'll just be replaced. Whatever. Let's continue on. Fair use.
My mixed race queen. You said you identify as black.
Oh, yeah.
I don't believe you because you just said you date white males.
You see that? That's the big thing right there. She's like, she's saying she identifies black. And he's like, well, I don't believe you because you date white males. Why does it matter? Why does it matter? Right? Because he wants to neutralize you and bastardize you. That's the whole point here. He wants to absorb you into blackness. He's like, oh, well, you identify as black, but I know you're mixed race. You got a black dad, white mom. You identify as black, but you like white males. So I don't trust you. You don't really identify as black. This is the game they play. This is the only strategy they have with you. They have nothing else. They can't leverage businesses or opportunities. That's the difference when you deal with Anglos. Okay. With the Anglos, the whites, Caucasians, they actually have businesses and opportunities and social circles. They can leverage this and they have numbers. They're the majority in the United States of America, North America. We can include Canada there as well. So they're the majority. So they can leverage social influence, political influence, and also capital, businesses, etc. In certain sectors, whatever you're dealing with, even public and private, whatever, they can leverage that. They can leverage that with other groups to entice and incentivize groups to deal with them and to be on their political accord. Right? That's something the Bantu has nothing to leverage with. I sit here and laugh, and I'm sitting here. See, they can only pull this crap with the females. Dr. Umar, with some young and kind of, I said it again, I'm gonna say it again, dumb, young and dumb, kind of mulatto chick who's up here just clout chasing, just smiling. It's probably a Friday, evening, afternoon. She ain't doing shit with her Bengali buddy, just drinking. And they know Umar's got a big following, so they can get attention, whatever. She's a cute mulatto chick, whatever. Don't care. There's plenty of you. There's a bunch of you out here. It doesn't matter. And yeah, they can only try this crap with them. Right? Let's continue on.
So something tells me you identify. Something tells me you identify as mixed race, not black.
And what's the issue with that? Identifying as mixed race and not black. And you called her a mixed race queen. You guys see, I want to talk about this because of the double talk, the confusion and trickery that these black racists they use against mulattoes and mixed people. I paused every time he called her a mixed queen. He at least called her a mixed queen 2 or 3 times. During this live stream, I've been live for 51 minutes. He's called her, he's identified her, not as a black queen. He's identified her as a mixed queen at least 2 or 3 times. Am I right, guys? But now I'm pausing and he's upset. He wants to position her, put her back against the wall and scold her for identifying as mixed and not black. But you guys see this? That's why we have to have our media, our voices to challenge these fucking savages. This is the tool, the strategies they use to try to keep you in a position of servitude, to beg them for acceptance. And see, like I said, these are 2 young and dumb, kind of college age females who just want attention from a guy. But you see how fucking confused I'm irritated. That's why you hear my tone of voice right now talking. Because Dr. Umar, doctorer from his white massa, got his doctor. He's literally called this female a mixed race queen at least 2 or 3 times. But now he's trying to say that that it's her problem, that she's the problem because she identifies as mixed and not black. We're like, what the fuck, man? You cannot win dealing with these fucking savages. And I tell people this and they try to get, mulatto vanguard, you're mean. I'm sitting here like, bro, we analyze this information. We get play by play, impromptu. This is live impromptu. I saw this clip a couple days ago. I was like, let me hop up on here. I got to wake up in a few hours and go to work. But I'm sitting here, I'm irritated now talking about this because this is the confusion they spread to you. They identify you as mixed race, but when you identify as mixed race, they get mad at you. Oh, well, you got a white partner. You're not with a black man. You identify as mixed race, and you don't identify as black. That's a problem. But you called her a mixed queen, guys. I'm lost for words right now. You guys can kind of hear the emotion, kind of, coming out, but I'm sitting here like it's so irritating. You're dealing with these characters, literal fucking savages. I mean, their whole goal is a political agenda. They want to neutralize you. They want to spread their slavery, slave mindset, and confusion onto you. They will call you and identify you as a mixed race queen, but once you identify as a mixed race queen, they will try to shame you and say, well, you don't identify as a black. You're dating a white guy. We're sitting there like, what? You cannot win dealing with them. That's why I tell these mulattoes, you got to build your own shit. You don't have to like me. I'm not the nicest guy in the world. I do my best. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. But if you're over, I mean, you deal with these people and you get your results. You got your bastardized. You're struggling to pay the bills because your dark skinned Bantu baby daddy's not helping you out. That's all on you, man. I don't know what to tell you guys. Hate all you want. It's on you.
I think I identify as black, but then if you ask more, I'll explain that I'm.
The fact that you don't date black men,
I
but
do
you
date black
describe,
men, but I also date white men.
but you also date white men. If you had,
She's mixed, isn't she? She's black and white mom, black dad. So she dates both. What's the problem? Who treats her the best? Who gives her the best deal? That's who she's going to choose. Period. It's not my business who she dates.
an ideal husband, I believe he would be Caucasian, would he not?
Yes, he would be.
Even your friend said it.
And you see, Umar has an issue with that because she's like, well, her ideal partner, if she married someone, would be Caucasian. Okay, so what? She has a white mom. She's very familiar with the culture and with their operating system and how they go about day-to-day life and business. So what? Why does this guy care so much? Because he wants to neutralize and bastardize you people. He wants you to serve blacks. And blacks don't give you shit. Like I said, they can't leverage any businesses or resources or nothing. It's just so laughable. You just want to fit in with the club. They're always going to sell you out for their white massa. That's all they know. That's their whole position.
I'm sorry, I'm not a
friend said,
liar.
even your friend said you want a white man. So
She wants a white man.
and so that tells me that you have a more mixed race identity.
You see that? And he tries to act like that's a problem. That tells me you have more of a mixed race identity. Well, yeah, Umar, and you're helping her out with that by addressing her as a mixed race queen. You know she's not a black woman, and you like her because of that, because you probably don't even like black women. A lot of you people don't. So you're calling her a mixed race queen, okay? And then you're trying to scold her and harass her. And that's why I really kind of got upset talking about this, because it's like the confusion they push on you mulattoes. It's never ending. This revolving door, this circular discussion, it will never end. They will continuously spread their confusion and slave mindset onto you people if you entertain them and allow them to do that. See, I've already separated myself, distanced myself from them. My whole thing is I see these mulattoes who are virtue signalers and who position themselves to be subordinates of blacks. I'm like, look, that's good. Go stay over there. Just understand over here what we're doing. This is not the spot for you. I will clown you. You will we'll see you. We'll find you and we're going to clown you. This is not for you. This is not an Afrocentric space. We're not going to prioritize you or center you over here. So I got upset because I'm kind of pointing out the fact where it's like, yeah, like I said, repeating myself, being a little redundant. Okay. Where it's like you identify her as a mixed race queen, not a black queen, but you're mad at the woman for identifying as mixed race and not black. And because it's the key component here is because she likes dating white guys. She likes white guys versus black guys. Well, maybe a lot of black guys are pieces of shit. I mean, the results, the statistics would suggest that there's a lot of accuracy to that. Even Umar, look at him, bummy ass, laying on the couch. He's got multiple baby mamas, multiple kids, not married to them. So he's exhibit A. But like I said, there's a major age gap here. Umar is pushing 50. These women look like they're in their early 20s, college students. So they're just clout chasing, They know he's got a large following. That's all it is. Okay.
Instead of a pro-black identity.
You don't think those can coexist?
No. Okay. You're mixed race genetically.
Okay.
Politically, you can only be one race. Politically.
Okay. Okay.
And so you have to pick a side. You can't ride the fence.
Okay.
So you have to decide if you're going to be African all the time or mixed race all the time.
I had a question.
Sure.
Do you think that
And you guys hear that, right? This is the main thing that your enemies will position towards you. And I will say that they're your enemy. Whenever you have an Afrocentric who says you got to pick a side, you can't be mixed race politically. You have to be black all the time, right? That's your enemy. But of course, he's going to push this crap on the women because he knows they're kind of weaker and docile. With these individuals, he's younger, kind of like I said, I'm going to say it again, young and dumb, college students, right? Who are basically clout chasing. They're just bored on Friday or whatever, Thursday evening, right? And they know this guy has a large following, so they can kind of grift off him, whatever. So it's like, that's the whole thing. Like, he can't push this shit with the males. We're going to sit here and laugh at your dumbass and we'll challenge you with questions. So he knows he can push this crap with these females. You look at him. Look at him how he's always puckering his lips and shit, licking his lips and squinting. And I'm sitting there like, yeah, like this whole, you can't have a mixed race identity. You have to have a pro-black identity. Genetically, you're mixed, but politically, Umar, you're not a politician. You're not a political strategist. You are a perpetual victim. You represent the perpetual victim class. Nothing you've said politically has helped any black person in the United States of America. You push the victimology. You're a pan-Africanist. Your whole agenda is to get black people to come all together and do business with each other and live together and create kids, create families. Go do that. Black people have been doing that from the beginning of time. Like, you're just one speck in the whole situation. You're nobody special. I don't understand. Like, he thinks he doesn't have the solution politically for anything. What are his bullet points? What is his policies? What is he pushing politically that's helping any black person? It's just this pro victim shit. We need to come together and start families and pro black love. And yet he's got like multiple baby mamas and shit. But he tries to trick. What they do is they try to trick the multiracial people, and like I say, mulatto specifically, into thinking you don't have a choice. You don't have an option. You got to choose their black ass, or just, well, then you got to be over there with them. No, I'm not with you, homie. You can play that game with the females. Okay. Yeah, as we see right here demonstrated. But no, politically, the mulatto, see, that's what binds us together, is this oneness. For me, being one, and we have allies. We have allies. Mulattoes have allies that are pardos in Brazil. Mulattoes in America have allies that are coloreds in South Africa. Mulattoes have allies that are Dominicans, Dominicanos in the Dominican Republic and United States, which would include some Latinos who are allies. Mulatto Americans have allies of different nations and ethnicities. But the mulatto Americans, we are one. We are our own racial group, our ethnic group. I know you blacks have a hard time understanding that. You want to pull us back in to serve your black ass. I'm telling you, as long as I'm up here blabbing my mouth, it's not going to happen. There's too many mulattoes now who have grown into this consciousness. They're not falling for it. They're not playing around with it. I'm nobody special. I see these younger people. I see the pewter party and these other people, like they're not going to play around with you people and be a subordinate underneath you savages. It's not going to happen.
So
He wants a white man.
and so that tells me that you have a more mixed race identity instead of a pro-black identity.
Why would she have a pro-black identity when you didn't call her a black queen? We got to point it out, their contradiction. You called her a mixed race queen and you're upset with her. I know I kind of rewinded a bit, guys, because I want to cover this again. He's upset with her for identifying as mixed race, but he called her a mixed race queen. And he wants her to be pro-black, which is to be a self-hater. If you are a mulatta, you have a white mom or a white dad, whatever configuration, and you are pro-black, you are a fucking self-hater. You hate yourself. Okay. He wants her to be pro-black, even though he's called her multiple times a mixed race queen. He didn't call her a black queen. I'm trying to point this out, guys. The pathology of the Bantu. You see this? The trickery that they use and they exhibit. It's really frustrating. It's out of this world, but we got to talk about it. We cannot let this shit slide. I got a lot of you guys up in here. I appreciate you guys. Hit the like button if you like the content. If you don't, hit the dislike. I don't care. I know you hoes will still come back, listen to me, because you can't stop. But support the stream. Share the stream. Tell your friends to tell a friend. This is only the beginning. This is only going to grow. This is only going to grow. This is scratching the surface. So if you guys like this stuff, hit the like button. Hit the Cash App if you want. Support your boy. Let's continue on.
Can you don't think those can coexist?
No. Okay. You're mixed race.
See that? You're mixed race genetically. Yeah, genetically, politically, ethnically, racially. Okay, you're not a part of the blacks. You don't look like one of them. But he wants to politically get you confused. Just like what the Republicans and Democrats do. They try to, grift off different groups and try to get them into their whole, space. That's what they're doing right now. We got a major election coming up in the United States of America. The whole world is watching. The whole world is watching. They call it Super Tuesday, I believe. A couple days from now, election day. We're going to find out who these newly elected elite leaders are of the federal government and also the state elections. So that's why he's pushing this politically thing, because people grift for political influence. All right. Well, genetically, you're mixed race. You're not a black like us, but politically, you got to pick a side. This fucking idiot, okay, Dr. Umar, he doesn't make the rules out here. And that's why I'm using this language. I was going to say a lot worse. So I got to kind of hold my tongue because trust me, if you really want to hear what I have to say, you people will be crying for the next 500 years. And I'm saying this guy, he's not your friend or ally. He's against you. And he's trying to trick you. This trickery he's using. Trying to say, well, politically, you got to pick a side. This guy is not somebody politically you want to listen to. He's going to get you to be a pro-victim like him for the next 500 years. This is not your friend. He's trying to trick you. You can identify as multiracial or mulatto. These Bantus will allow black males, to chop off their penis and get breast implants and and put a wig on, identify as women. They allow that. And the same thing with the Anglos. They allow Anglo females or male, whatever, we'll talk about the female, to get breast reduction, cut their boobs out, okay, take a bunch of testosterone and hormone treatment and try to act like a guy. I saw one of these people not too long ago in the working environment I was at, and they tried to one of the head supervisors, yeah, I got in trouble. Okay, they brought me in the office and I was talking some shit like I always do. They're like, you misgendered this person. I laughed. I talked to one of my family members about it and laughed too. It was like, I don't give a fuck about, you misgender them. I'm like, you people, man, you're confusion. I'm not talking to a fucking male. This was a white female who was pretending to be a male. You are a fucking female. I don't give a damn about the testosterone treatment or whatever pills you take to try to grow your hair on your chin and pretend you are not a male, man. They push this shit in this society. And I sit here and I laugh. I love the fact that at least my family, we are sane enough to see this fuckery that's going on here. And of course, my kind of close inner circle with friends and stuff like that. But I see this stuff they're okay with that. The whites, the Anglos, and the Bantus, they're okay with this whole gender crap. But when it comes to politically, they're trying to tell you mulattoes, you got to pick a side. You got to pick the blacks and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, bro, these are not your friends. They're not your people. They don't have your best interest, and they're trying to trick you and fool you, thinking you don't have as many options as you do. You have a mulatto option. It's about time you select it and embrace it.
Genetically.
Okay.
Politically, you can only be one race. Politically.
Okay. Okay.
According to him, politically, you can only be one race. My whole question is this: who wants to join the losers in this society? And that's any society. Who wants to join the losers? Do you think these two young women want to do that? This mulatto woman who likes white guys, has a white mom, does she want to join the losers? Good luck convincing her, buddy.
And so you have to pick a side. You can't ride the fence.
Don't ride the fence, young lady. You got to pick a side. You got to pick a side, okay? You know, pick the losing team, young lady, right? According to him, you got to pick a side. According to him, okay? Hilarious.
Okay.
So you have to decide if you're going to be African all the time or mixed race all the time.
You see that? You got to be African all the time or mixed race all the time. But didn't he call her a couple times a mixed race queen? He didn't call her an African queen. I'm trying to share with you guys on this live stream. I use a lot of colorful language. You're going to hear a lot more of that. Trust me. Okay. But I'm saying this like, you see how he's spreading his confusion onto this mixed race woman. That's what these Bantus do. They're spreading their confusion. He's telling her, he's calling her a mixed race queen. Oh, you're a mixed race. He didn't call her an African queen. He didn't call her a black queen. He's identifying her as mixed race. But when she identifies as mixed race, he wants to punish her and be like, well, no, you have to prove to us you're a black. You have to be with a black man. See, and the political goal is because they want to neutralize you. They want to absorb you. That's really what it is. That's why the title of the stream is they want to absorb you. Because I'm a man here now talking, analyzing this from a male perspective, and I'm letting you know this is what it is. It's because they want to bastardize you. I look at these mixed race women, and a lot of them when they got a black partner, like a black male, and I'm like, man, their results are not like, it's nothing to brag about. If they're married and have a family, kudos to them. I would never insult them or talk crap about a biracial woman who has a black partner. They're married. I have nothing to say. I'll keep my mouth shut. There's no evidence or proof that I talk bad about these women that are biracial or mixed and they have a black partner, they have a family. I have one of the women's in the chat right now. I'm not going to say who she is. She's listening to me. Her partner, I think, is Haitian American partner. She's married to the man. I think she just had a baby several months ago. Shout out to her. She knows who she is. I have nothing to say about mixed women, if they're Creole or biracial, whatever, who have a black partner and they're in a relationship. I'm not like, it's the ones who are baby mamas where their black male partner left them and they got with the black male, if they're honest and telling the truth, because they wanted to prove their blackness. Those are the ones who have been duped and hoodwinked and suckered and fooled to try to fit in with black people. And I point that out and I mock it. You're right, I do. Because a lot of times those type of women, they have to talk shit about light-skinned men. They got to talk shit about biracial mixed men to fit in with darker skinned black males. So they'll throw lighter skinned males, even if they're lighter skinned black males, under the bus, but especially they'll throw biracial males under the bus, mulatto males under the bus, like a Drake or someone else. They'll throw us under the bus to fit in with dark skinned black males. And then they end up being baby mamas. Like, those are the ones I'm mainly talking about. I want to make that clear because people are trying to say, you're like, I don't give a damn who your relationship. It's not my business who you're with. And if you're a married woman, like most of my supporters, people like in the chat and stuff like that, these people got relationships. Like even over on Instagram, I got a lot of mulattoes who follow me. Like they're all got relationships, they're married and stuff like that. Like they like the content, they like what I represent. So it's not my business who people date. I'm saying that we look at the strategy that the black male Bantu in America has for mixed people. They want to neutralize a lot of these women. They look at them, they want to bastardize them, they want to absorb them, right? And they want the males, the light-skinned males like a Drake, to be a punk, to be a cuck. You got to be down with the dark skinned fucking blacks. You got to go to, Kendrick won the rap battle. You got to show the dark skins like Kendrick that you down with the hood or you not like us. I'm like, why do you mulatto men sign up for this shit? Why are you trying to be cool? So I'm gonna get on the men later for sure. I mean, I saw this video popped up, so I'm talking about it now. But for the men, it's more fucking disgusting and despicable. If I see your ass bowing down and bending the knee to the fucking Bantu, and there's been a couple pussies, the Golden Pookie, the most notorious bitch, a complete waste of a light skinned bitch, bowing down to dark skinned Bantus, a pro whack piece of shit. Yeah, I mean, with the males, it's just fair game. It's easy. If I see you trying to serve them to throw the rest of the mulattoes under the bus, you're a mark. I can't respect you. So in this instance, I'm just talking about the women I see here. And let's finish this off because I gotta work in a few hours. What the fuck?
I had a question.
Sure.
Do you think that the Indian people need their own Dr. Umar?
Well, the East Indian community is doing quite well.
The East Indian community is doing quite well, yeah. And it's funny because they don't even deal with blacks. Like a lot of them, they're more racist than the Anglos. People do want to have that discussion. The Anglos actually give you blacks a lot of opportunities. They pay for you to dance and sing. They hire you to work for their companies. But a lot of these other they're buffer classes, the Chicanos, the Mexicans, and the East Indians, from my experience, giving my personal testimony, they hate you blacks way more than the Anglos. It's funny how they always cry about the white man, the white man. But I'm like, man, the Anglos don't hate you. I mean, there's a sect, there's a section of them who really do. You could talk about the KKK and the hardcore white supremacist skinheads for sure. There's groups within the Anglo group who really hate you. But I'm just speaking on averages. I like a lot of these East Indians or Chicano Mexicans. A lot of them, they don't fuck with you people. They'll listen to your hip hop. They're not your buddy. They look at you as competition. I laugh. That's why I gave up on you people politically. This guy, Dr. Umoist, the Prince of Papa John's Pizza, is talking about politically, you got to identify as one race, identify as black. I'm like, I don't identify with you people. I realize how cowardly you are. You think these other POC, people of color groups, are your allies. They're competing with you. Like, it's so sad and pathetic. And as a mulatto, why would you play that game with them, trying to beg them for acceptance to be a part of their group? You got to make sure you own shit when you deal with them. When you deal with these characters like Umar, you got to make sure he's going to you, asking you for advice. You got to make sure he's paying you to support your business or your institution. See, I paid him $20. I think it was like $20 to listen to him speak at Long Beach College in Long Beach, California. That was like 2016. So he got a couple bucks from me, $20. I took a picture with him, you know. And so he got his little $20. He'd keep it, you know. And but I'm saying now, okay, we're 8 years later, I'm telling people, look, you got to make sure if you deal with these characters, they got to be paying you. They got to pay you, give you something. Don't be giving them money, trying to be cool with them and fit in and all this crap. Make sure they pay you. That's my whole position. I'm talking to the mulattoes. The whole thing is you got to rearrange and restructure your position when you deal with them.
Rally my people to reclaim our ancient greatness before it's too late.
Ancient greatness. Ancient. We were kings and queens. Ancient greatness, right?
That's beautiful. And I appreciate it.
See, so
Yeah, she's like, that's beautiful. She appreciates it, but she's still gonna suck white cock. I mean, I hate to say it like that, guys. I know it's kind of vulgar and stuff, but I'm looking at her. It's like, yeah, like see, because they look at you, they look up to you, which is a good thing. If you're a male, you have women who look up to you. You're in a good position, okay. But the thing is, it's like they're clout chasing off of you, and Dr. Umar knows they're full of shit. Look at his face. He's not even like looking at them. He's kind of looking to the side, trying to think, okay, how should I position this? And he wants to neutralize you people. He wants to trick you. He'll call you a mixed queen, and then he'll turn around and be like, well, you identify as mixed. You don't identify as black. So, you're bad. But yeah, I mean, her father's Ugandan, so she sees a guy like you who's proud to be black. And you're speaking for black people, so that's why she said, "Oh, it's beautiful." So she respects that, and I agree. I like it's very admirable. Whatever ethnicity or race or you are, if you are Anglo-Saxon, you're proud of your heritage. You're Irish or whatever. You're proud to be Irish, and I like that. I admire that in all these other groups. They're African or whatever they are, they like who they are. That's very admirable. But see, when it comes to us, right? Mulattoes specifically, I'm speaking about, they don't want you to be proud of who you are. They look at you as a political tool. They want to use you for their benefit. Okay. This is something we have to address. This is an issue.
But I want you to, you're going to have to go on my mixed race African retreat. Because I'm going to get you. I'm going to get your blackness back. You have to.
Mixed race African retreat. He wants to get her blackness back. How is he going to do that? Bastardizing her, basically absorbing her white genes into the Bantu gene pool. That's it. How is she going to get her blackness back? The fact that she's following him on social media says that she's somewhat conscious enough. I don't follow Umar. I disconnected myself from all the pro-wax shit. I handed in my 2-week notice, right? I don't follow any of these characters. This clip popped up because they're talking about you mixed people, and they laid a distinction out there for you. Dr. Umar, mixed chick wants to marry a white man. He didn't say black woman wants to marry a white man because she doesn't look like a black woman. It's not a black woman because the black genes are not dominant. You're looking at her, that's a mulatto, right?
To go to the mixed race. I'm having a retreat for mixed race Africans so we can baptize you back into your blackness because you're losing.
He said, so we can baptize you back into your blackness. Oh, I wonder what that entails. Baptizing sounds like a P. Diddy party. Sounds like a Dr. Umar party. Let's baptize you back into blackness. Bastardize you. That's all it is, man. Propaganda to bastardize her, to neutralize her, absorb her back into blackness, try to trick her and convince her. You got to be with the darkest, blackest piece of shit you see out here. So you could just have kids that are mostly black, and then the black guy just leaves your dumb ass for a white chick. And you're out here looking fucking stupid. And the mixed guys and mulatto guys, we're sitting here laughing at you like, bro, we can't take you seriously. Like, you've chosen that path. It doesn't make sense. Like, and I have people who support me and whatever who follow me, but we're sitting here looking at it like, Jesus Christ, like, you got suckered by these guys. Your job should be teaching the younger women, the younger mixed and mulatto women, do not be a sucker by them. But they still cape for blacks, even when they're single moms and they got black kids by a black guy who abused them and left them with their kids. A lot of these women, they're still caping for blacks. That's why I sit here like, Jesus fucking Christ, like the Stockholm syndrome. It's crazy. Your position as a female, you should be telling these younger women, look, get the best option. Okay. Make sure you get the best option. For me as a guy, I don't give a damn it's not my business who you date. My whole thing is, if you're talking shit about biracial mulatto guys and you're out here, you're dealing with black guys, and then you're a baby mama from black guy, like, bro, don't make me fucking clown you out here. It's going to be too easy for me. And I got other stuff I want to talk about. Just, but let's be serious. It's too easy to clown you, biracial baby mamas. It's too easy to fucking clown you people.
Losing it in Boston. Them white boys, they're snatching what little melanin you have, and we got to save the little bit you got left. So I need you to stop. I need you to stop bunny hopping. And
he's telling her, a woman with a white mom, I need you to stop bunny hopping. Only deal with the blacks. The language there is to neutralize her, to absorb her into blackness. You guys hear that? Stop bunny hopping. That's the analogy doesn't make sense because you're talking to a woman. The bunny, the snow bunny, that's for white. That's a representation for white women. So so he's got it all twisted up. He would tell a black guy or a mulatto biracial guy, don't bunny hop. Don't bunny hop, because that would represent a white female, a snow bunny, right? That's the term they use, snow bunny. It's funny because I remember like when I was a kid, even when I was like 17, there was one woman who worked at my school. She was a younger woman. She was like in her 20s, like college student, but she still worked at the school. I was like 17. And I first heard the term snow bunny. So this is back in like early 2000s. And I used that term and she didn't like it. I remember she told me, don't call me snow bunny. She's like, oh, because it sounds, and I asked her why. She says, because it sounds racist or something like that. She says, I was like, okay, I respect that. I respect that. I've had chicks who've told me, don't call them a pog. I've called them, a couple, I said pog, which is like PAW, PAWG, which is fat ass white girl. That's an acronym, right? There's a thing. This is a nomenclature I'm sharing with you. And I've had a couple females who said, don't call me that, right? Oh, okay, I respect that. I respect that. If I say something and ladies like, don't say that, don't, address me as that, respect. Okay, I'm a gentleman. I may be an asshole, be assertive and have a negative attitude, but I do consider myself to be a gentleman. If you push my buttons and you get this fucking work, that's on you, ho. I mean, you want to challenge me and then you get this work, you want to cry victim later. I mean, you can try it, but you're going to embarrass yourself. But I do consider myself to be a gentleman. So if a lady tells me, don't say that, don't call me that, I respect that. But yeah, like when I was like 17, I first heard that the whole like a snow bunny. And she said she doesn't like that word. I was like, I respect that. That's cool. You're a white lady. I respect you. I'm not going to call you snow bunny. But yeah. But that's reference to white women, snow bunny. That's not a reference to, as you can see here, this mulatto chick who likes white guys. That's not bunny hopping. What the fuck, man? This guy's got it all like twisted up, but he's confused. He's a Bantu with baby mamas, and he's trying to trick mixed people into identifying as black so he can bastardize you and use you as a tool for black supremacy. Remember, Dr. Umar, the black supremacist, Tariq Nasheed, the rest of them, they serve whites. They serve the Anglos. Even the Latinos are keen on that now. Some of the Latino and Hispanic circles I've examined over the past several months, they've identified these African Americans as, they call them Afro-Saxons. Okay, not to be confused with like an Afropean or mulatto, but they're calling African Americans Afro-Saxons because they're black, they're Bantu like an Umar, but their mindset, their operating system, their software is to serve the Anglos. And a lot of the Hispanics, they are keen upon that now. They're openly talking about this, especially over on TikTok. A lot of Dominican and Chicano, mulatto, and mixed or whatever Latino circles that I'm involved in, they examine that with these blacks, the African Americans specifically. They're calling them Afro-Saxons because their mindset, these blacks, they pretend to be pro-black, but they think just like a fucking Anglo. Like their slave master is like their mentality is embedded into them. And everything they do is to serve whites and to beg for white approval. And they want to use mulattoes as a tool to help them get white approval. A lot of mulattoes, they got to wake up and realize what time it is right now, man. You guys got to have your own agenda, your own destiny, your own purpose out here. Do not serve these people. If you want to serve them, that's on you. Have fun. But over here, my social media, my channel, my branding, this is not the spot for you. It's not. This is not the spot for you. I'm going to hurt your feelings. I will.
Get back to the brothers. They're depleting your melanin. The Caucasians are depleting your melanin, my young.
You see the racist shit right there? The Caucasians are depleting her melanin. She's got a white mom. Imagine saying that to someone. See, a mixed person that has no pride would sit there and accept that. How are you? You got a white mom. You have this black racist, Dr. Umar Johnson. I think his name is Jermaine Shoemaker. He's sitting here telling her the Caucasians are depleting your melanin. We're like, bro, this is a mixed race woman. She got a white mom. What an insult. What a fucking insult. But, you guys, you mixed people, man, you want to deal with these blacks, and this is the results.
Young sister. Now, for my Asian sister.
Now, let me pause because I said something kind of, very vague and generalizing. When I say you want to deal with these blacks, let me rephrase that because I was kind of very general. I apologize to people who took offense to that. I should have been specific. These black supremacists, like an Umar. Okay, because I got to pause and I got to, go back because some of the stuff I say can be very offensive. I get it. Okay. And assertive. I get that. So that's why I'm pausing now, saying when I say a lot of these mixed people who want to deal with the black, and meaning I need to be specific, the black supremacists. And I'm getting better at that, kind of correcting myself. And I'm not throwing everyone under the bus of any group, ethnic group, or whatever, racial group. But I'm saying these mixed people specifically who are yearning for identity, who want to deal with the racist black, like Dr. Umar. This is, and I sympathize with this young lady here because I was one of them, as a lot of us were. Standard mulattoes. We got a white mom, a black father. We weren't raised in the black community, so we haven't thoroughly examined their trickery, their backstabbing and savage nature. We were basically guarded from that. A lot of us, we grew up in more kind of prominent, affluent white communities, or for me, a suburban community. And there was other ethnic groups, right? There's blacks there and stuff like that, but we weren't raised in a black community. A lot of us standard mulattoes. We have white moms. So it's like it's not until we become adults that we start dealing with more blacks, but then we don't understand how much the connery, the scamming that they do. Like just the trickery, the backstabbing, the scamming. You're going to deal with a lot of these scammers, Dr. Umar and the rest of them. They're pro-black. They're basically a fucking scammer. And a lot of mulattoes don't understand that. Like they're going to live and learn. Once they become adults, they deal with them. My goal is to let them know, don't waste your time. Okay. Put your energy towards something else. But yeah, like I said, the standard mulatto, once we become adults, like this young lady, you find people like Umar, these other pro-blacks or conscious, whatever, eventually you'll find out these are the biggest scammers on the fucking planet. Bastard kids all over the place, baby mamas, a bunch of scammers and criminals. And that's who they protect as well. They protect the criminals. They defend P. Diddy because he's a dark-skinned Bantu. They always defend a dark-skinned Bantu like R. Kelly and all the criminals. That's what they do.
Sister on the other side, my Bangladesh queen. I appreciate your honor.
She's a queen, right? My Bangladesh queen. She's a queen too, right? He's got to call every female a queen. I mean, do you know if these women have OnlyFans? If they're selling feet pictures on OnlyFans or showing their butthole on OnlyFans for $3.99 a month, like you don't know what these women are doing. What's popping up in their DMs, but you're calling her a queen, right? To kind of flatter her and stroke her ego and shit. A queen, really? A queen doesn't, hit up Dr. Umar. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Like you're hitting up one of these fucking pro whacks. Yeah, you're not a queen. Okay. Let's be real. Let's continue.
Honesty. I do. But no more black males because you're stealing men from my sisters.
I know. You're right. I won't.
Go get you a nice Caucasian, a nice Mexican, a nice.
Oh, I want a nice Indian.
How about a nice Arab? That might work for you.
What's what?
An Arab.
Oh, okay.
Y'all relate.
And these women are laughing at him because they're just clout chasers. That's why I call him dumb a couple times. It is what it is. That's fair. People call me dumb. That's cool. It's all fair game. Social media. But I'm sitting there like, yeah, and they're both attractive chicks. I've never said anything about their looks. Of course not. These are hot chicks, right? It's nothing physically, but it's like you're on what it's like a IG live or whatever. Dr. Umar. It's like, bro, Dr. Umar has already been like debunked by everybody on the planet. I'm one guy. There's a guy who has a channel. I forgot the guy's name. I think it's like Leroy something. It's kind of funny. I've tuned into a couple of his streams. Like his whole his whole fucking YouTube channel is about exposing Dr. Umar for being a fraud, man. I forgot the guy at the channel. I think it's Leroy something, or I don't know. But the dude has his whole channel, his whole brand is about like exposing Umar for being a fraud. Like the school hasn't opened up yet. The school hasn't opened. It's so hilarious that the dude built his whole channel off that. But it's like and he's a black guy too. Let me add. He's African American guy. So there's like a ton of black people, African Americans, who were like, if exposed Umar for being a straight up fraud and shit. But like, you still have people who kind of want to be flattered by him. It's interesting.
Related anyway, right? The Arabs and the Indian. There's some type of genetic
Maybe.
crossover
No.
somewhere.
I don't think we are.
Some people say that the Indians and the Arabs are the same people.
He said some people say the Indians and Arabs is, yeah, especially it's American. I think he's speaking American. Like I said, he's very Americanized. It doesn't. He's he's traveled the whole world. Dr. Umar. He's been to Asia, Africa, Europe, everywhere. I know. I haven't been to Asia yet. Been to Africa, Europe, stuff like that. But I know he's traveled. But yeah, it's an American kind of thing because we group East Indians and the Arabs in the same category. A lot of us do. Let's be honest. So other parts of the world, they're gonna definitely notice the distinctions, nuances way before us. Let's be real, guys. So shout out to Val. She puts, he's telling the Asian woman to stay away from black men. Is a black woman stay away from her? Exactly. And it's for her, it's easy pickings. I could tell even by her facial expression, she's kind of laughing and smiling, like, okay, yeah, I want an Asian guy. I won't deal with the blacks. She's got all bunch of blacks up in her DMs and shit, right? It's a failed cause. These pro-wax, they like, the black males are passport bros and they're divesting from black women. They want, white women and Asian women and all this shit. Like, bro, their community is fucked in America. And I'm sitting here like, for you mulattoes who want to clean up the mess after them, it's very despicable and disgusting. Again, they're not paying you. Like, you mulattoes are like pro bono subordinates. They're not giving you anything and you want to help them out. What the fuck, man? And for the females, for the chicks, I'm looking at you guys kind of like twice as dumb in a sense. If you guys go the route to where you want to be a bastard baby mama, then I'm looking at you like you're twice as dumb. At least with the guys, the mulatto men, we arise to the top of their organizations. We've already dominated all their sports. That the blacks, the dark-skinned blacks have dominated all these sports. What, football, basketball? The light-skinned mulatto men dominate all that shit now today. And I don't even follow football, basketball. I follow just fighting, combat sports. But I already know, like, the Patrick Mahomes, and then like the Klay Thompson, and like the Steph Curry's and all the NBA, NFL. Like, the mulattoes dominate all that shit now today in the male endeavor, and that's just the sports. But even their leadership is mulatto males. Lighter skinned males are at the top of their leadership roles in academia and science, politically, all this stuff. So it's like, the men actually get something out of it, because when the men, they cape for the blacks, the dark skinned Bantus, we get put in the top position. We rise at the top of their pyramid structure, the hierarchy, when we deal with the dark skinned Bantu. But with the women, I'm sitting here like, they don't even want you to represent them. They cry and complain about Zendaya. She's not really a black woman. It's dark skinned black erasure. It's colorism and Eurocentric ideology in Hollywood. They fucking cry about you mulatto women. I'm like, why do you still want to identify with these females who don't see you as them in their image? Because like I said, with the men, at least they get on top positions. You got all the Nation of Islam, or even the Hebrew Israelites. You got these mulattoes who are in like top positions. So it's like, when the males deal with the males, like, I'm not gonna be underneath some fucking Bantu. But I look at these women, like, they cape so hard to be down with them. It's like, fuck, man. Let me continue on. I'm gonna finish this off.
I don't. Yeah, no, I don't know if that's true, because Arab is like Middle Eastern and Indians are like South Asian.
Well, remember now, Pakistan. You have Arabs in Pakistan. Pakistan and India share border.
Yeah.
Remember, Pakistan was sectioned off, and Pakistani.
Yeah, shout out to you, to Introverted Smile, South African colored man in the house. Shout out to you. And like you said here, yeah, Umar always does routine checks to see if mulattoes are black identified. Exactly. The sad part about it is a lot of us mulattoes who have met Dr. Umar personally, after a while, we kind of figured out the rhetoric is not really working for us. And we basically have done a whole 180. We're like, okay, we don't identify with you and your people and what you're doing. That's got to be a major L for him. You know, I have yet to see these mulattoes who have found my channel, who've listened to me, tuned in, who have done a complete 180. A lot of these mulattoes who like are, dissidents or detractors, they fuck with me for a while. They jumped on my panel, they hopped up on my panel, they liked my message, whatever. But eventually they kind of like, they went their own way. They were like, okay, the message didn't fit them, which is normal. It's normal. It's part of life. But they didn't do a complete 180. They weren't like pro black all of a sudden. They're still like pro mulatto, but they're just on their own path, right? They're not vibing or quote unquote fucking with what I'm saying. But like they're not jumping to the pro black shit, right? Because most of us, like I saw the other comment earlier, we've all had that kind of phase. Was it Acosta dynasty where you put right here? Yeah, we all been through the pro black phase. Exactly. A lot of us have. So like a lot of people who are, like I said, are dissident or like they liked my stuff. If they stop listening to me, like they're not just pro black all of a sudden. They're just kind of doing their own thing. So that's the difference between me and like a guy like Dr. Umar. There's a lot of us, we've met him. Even the guy right here in the chat said, yeah, he met him when he was 20. Yeah, I met him. I was in my mid 20s, and it's like, look at us now. Like that's got to be an L for Umar. We're like 180 degrees, like moving in a whole different direction. We're like, bro, the rhetoric that Umar's pushing, that confusion, I just pointed out on this live stream, the confusion he's pushing. He's calling this woman a mixed queen, and then he turns around and says, you identify as mixed and not black. That's a problem. We're like, bro, this is how they want to bastardize you. I just noticed right now I got this image of, you know, a big lotto. She calls herself Big Lotto now. Got a big old booty on the screen. That's why I share the image. It's a good image of her, but very provocative, but it's pretty funny. I like her style. Black men call out white dads and black women call out white moms. Exactly. And because black women have more of a voice in the black community, therefore there's more of this anti-white woman rhetoric. But the funny thing is all these black females, they all work for white women. They talk shit on the internet. Okay, these pro-black women and divestors, but they all clock in and work for white women. So there's a bunch of scammers, man. I thought Umar always says you are where your father is, right? They switch it up now, right? They know the times are changing. They can only hold on to this pro-whack shit for so long. The black gene is dominant. You are what your father is. They can only hold on to that crap for so long. They know our numbers are growing and our voices are getting louder. And they can't stop it. They cannot stop it. Yep. He looks like Krusty, huh? Dr. Umar. Shout out to you, Jezebel Minx, Creole lady. Shout out to you. I thought he just said biracial Africans. Yeah. A biracial African could be someone who's like half Egyptian and half like South African Boer, right? There's multiple configurations. They're trying to act like the blacks, the Bantus dominate the whole like African identity, but Africa is a very vast continent, right? Very vast landmass continent. And there's multiple racial groups and ethnic groups on that continent. So when they say Africa, like they're trying to say that like about this guy, DDP, his name is Drekis Duplessis. He's a UFC cage fighter from South Africa. He's a white South African guy. And they're trying to kind of deny his Africanity, his Africanness, because he's a white male, but he's born on the land. And he won the championship, a UFC championship, which is kind of the most prestigious of mixed martial arts. And he did all his fighting and training in South Africa. That was a big thing for him. I was actually rooting for him, for DDP against the Nigerian New Zealander, and even against the, I'm gonna be real, even against the American guy, Sean Strickland. just I like to see South African representation because I don't see that much on the global stage. Like I said, as far as South Africans, when I my first reference, I met a couple people, couple white South Africans. They've always been nice. One of my working environments, cute chick, brunette, white South African chick, very flirtatious. I liked her, so it was a good impression right away when I've dealt with South African people here in America. And so I've seen a few here in America, but like in the media, I haven't seen that much like representation of South African people. So except for like I said with Diane Word, which is like a kind of hip hop, kind of electronica duo group. It's between it's a male and female. I think they're husband and wife group. They're called Diane Word. That's the name of their like hip hop music group. So that's like the only South African like I've heard of. And they had a movie, I think it's called Choppy. I think it's what it is about a robot. I haven't heard that much about like South Africa. So whenever I see like that's why I voted for the or and I didn't vote. I didn't vote. I supported and was cheering on for the DDP guy, Drekis Duplessis, when he was fighting for the belts, because I was like, I want to see more of them get kind of representation, regardless of their racial, ethnic extraction, if they're white or black or colored, whatever. I just want to see more of them because I don't see that much of them in the media. So yeah, what I want to say is, in short term, is that people are trying to deny him of his Africanity, but he won the UFC belt fighting in training with his training partners and fighting in all his training in South Africa versus this black Bantu from Nigeria, Israel Adesanya, dark-skinned black Bantu who was born in Nigeria, but he was raised in New Zealand. And he's training in New Zealand, which is majority white, right? And this guy was trying to fix his lip and deny the Africanity of this white South African DDP. But yet this Israel Adesanya, he's training he's not even training in Africa. See, that's the whole like the complexity. And you have guys like American Afrocentric, like Dr. Umar, who's trying to equate Africanness with being black. But there's a bunch of other racial and ethnic groups. I mean, the Arabs have pretty much all of North Africa. It's and then the whites of South Africa. So like, there's a lot of different groups there, and those groups are growing. I've been to Africa, West Africa. I will go to South Africa sometime soon. I am planning on it, but it's like there, and there's a bunch. I know I have connections in Kenya. There's a bunch of Indians in not only South Africa but in Kenya, etc. And Chinese are growing there. So other racial and ethnic groups, their populations are growing because there's opportunities there. Africa is a big place. There's a lot of opportunity. It's I want to go back. It's a very different vibe, environment, everything from what I'm accustomed to here in North America. So this idea where it's just the black that represents Africa is inaccurate. And you have Afrocentrics who want to confuse what we see what they're doing, Umar, trying to confuse the mulattoes. They're going to try to do that to everyone else, confuse you people. And yeah, we put here his beard is unkept beard. Yeah. Yeah. Black people hate seeing biracials with biracials or non-black people. They think they own biracials and decide who they can date exactly. Exactly. This is what it is. It's very despicable behavior from them. And we will call it out whenever we see it. I saw like a Twitter post or an X post, whatever, where it was a black female, and I've seen it before on Facebook, where a comment from or I think it was YouTube. It's usually black women who put these comments where a mulatto and a mulatto cannot be trusted. If you're a mulatto and you're dating a mulatto, you can't be trusted. If you're biracial and you're dating a biracial, you can't be trusted. I see that from a lot of black women who put that shit. So you're right. I've seen it multiple times, not only on YouTube, but also on X. And I see this comment you're putting here. Yeah, they hate it when they see us with each other. I saw that recently. Like I think it was a dumbass mixed chick. She was light. She wasn't even a black. Like she was mixed. And it was like on TikTok where she's like, oh, if it's a dark skinned black and a light skinned black, that's okay. And she was like, oh, but it's for light skinned black and another light skinned black. She's like, oh, that's an issue. Like, a lot of these people are fucking stupid and they're brainwashed, especially the mixed and light-skinned women who want to fit in with the blacks. And they think they got to hate on other light-skinned or mixed people to fit in with blacks. They're the stupidest fucking idiots out here. Okay, it's too easy to kind of clown them. Black men like Umar are so predatory. I suggest every mulatto learn self-defense. Exactly. Exactly. Black identified mulattoes are the worst. They overcompensate so much to prove their blackness and put themselves in bad situations to try to fit in with Bantus. They're the worst. They're the worst of the worst. They are the worst of the worst. I have black people who support my channel, believe it or not. White people, Anglos, whatever, everybody. I have Latinos. I have a dude in the chat, I think Chicano Cat. People support. They like the message. They fuck with the message, the vibe, and all this stuff. Yeah, people like what I have to say. I try to be my, best as far as civil, but it's like, I would literally tell you, the worst people that I have no patience for is if you are a mulatto and you identify as black in today's day and age, 2024. We're not talking about the 1960s, 1970s. Okay. I understand it was different time then, but today, now in 2024, with all the information you see right in front of your eyes, and you still identify as black and you're a mulatto, like, yeah, you guys are the fucking worst. Okay. And come at me, come get the smoke. That's perfectly fine. You already know. A lot of you people don't get the results you want, and then you want to whine and cry. Don't they say we are above them already and have privilege? But the thing is, the mulattoes have to lower themselves to fit in with the blacks. That's how it is with all these mulattoes. And they know it. Even that woman who was in there talking with Umar, they know it. The men and the women, these mulattoes, they know they have to lower themselves just to fit in with blacks. That's how despicable it is, even for them. I'm sitting there like, bro, they have to lower themselves to fit in. And they have to use their proximity to whiteness to help them out because they're so disadvantaged because they're dark skin and colorism and featureism. Yeah, it's pathetic. Most of their rhetoric is pure hypocrisy and projection. Exactly. Hit the nail on the head. It's also a fetish for them. Yeah. Yeah, right. Most of his viewers are black women. Right. And I can't tell you, like, when I met Dr. Umar 2016, I went to one of his speeches. Like I said, I paid $20 to listen to him speak. Different time. It was 8 years ago. A lot happens in 8 years, a decade, especially a guy like me. Is you're maturing from your 20s, transitioning into your 30s. And you travel more. You learn more about life, etc. Relationships kind of fizzle out. Stuff happens, right? So at that time, when I met Umar and I was at his speaking engagement in 2016, I can't tell you how many single black women I saw with their black boys. And that's when I kind of figured out at that time that that's his market. Dr. Umar Johnson, his major audience, his market is the desperate, lonely black women, African American women who have low self-esteem, who are yearning for identity. And they want a strong black male figure for their black boys because they know they're women. They can't raise a black male to be a strong, confident black male. That's why a lot of these males, they go to the streets to get, go to the streets to get their identity. I'm laughing and sad, but that's reality. So a lot of these women, they take their young boys to listen to Dr. Umar. They look at isn't Dr. Umar, he calls himself Big Papa. His words, not mine. He has a bunch of nicknames. His name is Jermaine Shoemaker, his legal name, but they call him Dr. Umar Johnson. He calls himself Ifontunde. That's what he calls himself. Ifontunde, the prince of Pan-Africanism. I laugh and I say the prince of Popeye's chicken, but he has a bunch of nicknames. Ifontunde, Dr. Umar, the prince of Pan-Africanism. And also another nickname he has is Big Papa. No, I saw a video where he literally called himself. I was kind of laughing at that shit too. Like, he calls himself Big Papa. Nah, bro. Notorious B.I.G. Biggie Smalls is the Big Papa, not you, homie. Like, he wants to use that title too. I saw a video of this guy. I think when he was going after SETI, One of his notorious videos when he was attacking SETI, he called himself Big Papa, bro. Like, only the females are gonna call you that shit, bro. The men, bro, no one's gonna call you, address you as Big Papa out here. But that's what I'm saying. That's like his whole, like, he's only a Big Papa to these females, the lonely, insecure African American women who are single moms, baby mamas by black males, and they have a black son, and they want their black son to have a male role model. So they take their son to get counseling lessons, digital counseling. See, Umar, he's got the grift on lock. He can charge these lonely, insecure black women, what, 20 bucks, 30 bucks an hour to get a consultation, a counsel. You see, he's got it on lock. He's got his market. That's the pro whack grift. I already see it for what it is. Not all of us are pretty though. Yeah, I pointed it out. Yeah, people talk shit about me, but the people who talk shit about me, they're never on camera. I'm like, man, you hoes are fucking dumb. Like, if you were at least on camera, see, I'm not going to mention the content creator's name, but he's on camera pretty much every day, and he's talked shit about me being bald and all this stuff, or you look like a rat or something like that. I kind of laughed. You're right. You're good. You're good. As long if you're on camera and I'm on camera, it's fair game. But if you're never on camera, never put, and then you want to talk shit about how I look, bitch, you're a fucking hoe. You're not even worth my time addressing. If you want to talk about how I look, but you're never on camera, that is some coward weak shit. I won't even address you or respect you as a man. I'm just moving on, doing some other shit. Says I'm mulatto, Creole, fair skin, and you live black first. Yeah, you don't even look like a black. Definitely aware. Yeah, whatever. There was also another guy here on YouTube called Ask Nathaniel who took mulatto obsession to a whole new level. Never heard of it. Or him, whatever. Many mullahs are brainwashed by their black fathers or mothers to hate their European ancestry. I'm proud of anything I am. Yeah, that's true. Dialogue of light skin considering he's the alleged king of Pan-Africanism. I've never felt bad for them simply because I witnessed how their own actions in life are their own fault based on shit choices, not the white man's fault. Exactly. That's their number one scapegoat. Blame the white man. When the white man's given them a lot of opportunities to work, right? They can find their own work, whatever. Good luck thinking these Mexicans, they're going to hire you, or these East Indians, like I've already stated, these other ethnic groups, like especially those two, like shit. You think they're going to hire you or let you work for their company or business? Fuck out of here. But they always want to talk crap about the white man. But like, none of these other people are even helping you, hiring you people, man. It's ridiculous. Working with some of them, you realize how degenerate they are and how obsessed they are with segs with non-black women. Yeah. Yep. And that's how they compete with these males. They want to bastardize these women. And then these women just become just whores. Like, they're undesirable for other groups of men where it's like nobody wants to wed them or marry them or take them seriously. It's just, they're just for fun at that. You deal with the Bantu, you're just for fun. You're one of those. Like, I feel very, sad for them, but I don't think they even care what the hell I feel. And they chose their lot. Mixed people are not black according to most black people I know. Yeah. According to everybody, you don't look like them. You don't have their culture. Your behavior is not the same. Everything. Genetically. See, Dr. Umar is trying to trick you and say, well, genetically you're mixed race, but politically you got to pick a side. I don't pick you blacks. Now what? Oh, you with the whites. Okay. If that's how you think. Okay, ho. None of these whites, these Anglos, especially where I'm at now. That's why I got a lot of content lined up talking about their ass. And I know they're, because I see it for what it is. The Bantus, they work with the Anglos to neutralize mulattoes. Okay. I see it for what it is. Okay. It's so sad. My mom is white and warned me about having kids out of wedlock. Always marry before carry. Yeah. A mixed race baby mama wouldn't fit in with black women that I know. They are college educated C-suite executives. We aren't like your black cousins. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think the mixed race baby mamas won't fit in with anybody. That's why they're stuck with like gutter black males. Because even when they're baby mamas by these black males, even on YouTube, I can examine some of these YouTube circles, like these YouTube channels where the channel owner is a biracial baby mama with a black male. They have nothing but fucking rejects and losers on their channel. Like in their channels, they represent like the ghetto sewer and the rejects of every group. Like the rejects of the Latino group who are not respected amongst Latinos, they hop over there. The black rejects who are passport bros and black manosphere divester, awkward femcel fucking loser black women who are not even respected amongst black women in their own circles. Like some of these biracial baby mamas, they're not respected by anybody. So like, and they start a social media channel, they have nothing but the fucking losers of every group over on their shit. I mean, that's what I've examined too. Like nobody respects them. Sade, yeah, Sade, yeah. Sade is one of my favorites. I remember when she was in X-Men First Class, she was seeing that white man who played Magneto. It's a very disrespectful convo to have if she's definitely in a relationship. Let's see. Sorry for going off topic, but I think we need to get some collaboration with Pardos to get some insight on their perspective of being mixed in Brazil. So, yeah, I'll tell you, just be patient. Precisely about 3 weeks, your wish will be granted. In about 3 weeks, I will initiate and bring these conversations to you. And you're a South African colored man, I believe in Cape Town, whatnot. Yeah, and I'm American mulatto, born and raised in California, United States. And in a few weeks, I will have live in the flesh convos commentary with me, yours truly, and some Brazilian pardos. Yeah, we've already built the connections. I'll present the material to you in a few weeks. So just stay tuned to this channel. You're already subscribed. I know you're a supporter of mine. Tell your friends. You have a lot of connections with other South African coloreds. Share my content with them on all my platforms, TikTok and Instagram, etc. Follow my Facebook page. Share my content with them in this channel. Let them know, hey, we're building connections over here. So yeah, just stay tuned. A few more weeks, I will initiate and bring the Pardo discussion into the spotlight because we need to hear more about them as well and their story. Don't do it. I repeat, don't do it. You talking about the baby mama stuff. Going with whites is not an option. Whites are very exclusive. Yeah, they're very exclusive. Yeah, and they see you as black. Yeah, they see you as a better version. They see you as black. Yeah, kind of. Yeah. See the thing is you capitalize black. I know you're black. M, Monty, W, whatever. They don't see us as a black like you. They see us as black adjacent. That's a better phrasing. They say like, well, they look at us and we're closely kind of related to black. They know we're more sympathetic towards them politically to blacks. And that's what they don't like about us. The difference with Hispanics, because the Hispanics can turn and flip on an instant, especially if they're like mestizo, they're not like mulatto, because they're not connected to the like African side, right? So that's why a lot of the whites, you say the whites, Anglos, where you say they'll see us as quote unquote black. Nah, they see us as black adjacent, close enough to the blacks where they kind of feel like it's kind of an issue. But make no mistake, they don't see us as the same as you people. You're dark skin or whatever, brown skin, whatever the hell you call yourself, light skin. You're not mulatto. They don't see us the same as you. All the evidence is here, especially in northern Mexico, which is a strong white Mexican population. Yeah, shout out to you, Nomar Rodriguez. Yep, providing the kind of geographical observation here. Appreciate that. Yep. Many of these white supremacists in places such as California, Arizona, etc., are ironically part Mexican themselves. Thank you. I'm from California. A lot of the white supremacists, and I've noticed this, the hardcore white supremacists, they'll be mixed. They'll be half white, half Mexican. And Yeah, I mean, that's not always true. I'm not generalizing. Always had a lot of friends who were half white, half Mexican. They're cool, but we have to acknowledge that that does exist. Like I said, I'm not an absolutist. I'm not saying all, but there is that element that does exist there where they'll literally have like a Mexican mom or Mexican dad, whatever, but they're mixed, they're biracial. They're half Anglo, half Mexican, and they're like hardcore white supremacists. That does exist. Yeah. But we have to be real about it. We see that with mulattoes who have a black dad or a black mom and they have a white parent, but they're like super anti-white. How does that make sense, guys? Right? It's the same thing in a sense. Like, how do you hate half of who you are? How do you hate white people, but like a Michi X or someone like that who has a white dad? And that's just one example, Michi X. But you have a lot of mulattoes who are half white, and then they don't like white people, but you're half white. See, I don't like people who don't like me. People who are against me, I'm against. I mean, this is life. Okay. I don't, so if you're white and you don't like me because I'm mulatto, well, that's on you. Don't be mad because I'm not going to cower like the blacks, because a lot of these whites, these Anglos, they got it fucked up. They think they're going to talk to us like they talk to some fucking black, and they're going to try to punk us or some shit. And then they're met back with force, and then they want to act uppity like, oh, you're worse than the blacks. No, you're just mad because I challenge your ass. You're used to these blacks being fucking cowards and kowtowing and shit. And you see us and we know we're going to push back. And then they see, they're surprised by that. They think we're going to act just like blacks and shit and not fucking challenge them. I see that all the time now, especially in the environment I'm in. That's why a lot of my content is definitely, you know, kind of showcasing that. Let's continue on with that. Let's see here. We got, yeah. When they see mixed people, mulatto women, especially, their main goal is to have some of that mixed blood in their offspring. Exactly. They want to whiten up their black genes, right? So they want to bastardize mixed women. Good thing I have Miss Mulata on the backdrop here on the screen, because you can see this is exactly a type of woman they want. And, she markets herself towards them in a sense. She uses their lingo. She's saying nigga this, nigga that, and all this stuff. Like, she's using their lingo, and she markets her music towards them and they buy it, right? So, whatever. But she's letting you know, you could be mad all you want. She's saying she's mulatto, and they're going to get offended by it. They're more offended by it than her, the blacks. That's why she changed her name to Lotto, right? Because her name was Miss Mulatto. Then she took the Miss out and was just Mulatto. When I first found her and heard of her, her stage name was Mulatto. And then she changed it a few years back from Mulatto to Lotto. She dropped the mule part to just Lotto, or she dropped the moo part, whatever. And so yeah, like, and the people who were offended by it were not mulattoes; they were blacks. That's her audience. So that should tell you something. The people who are offended by mulatto more than mulattoes are blacks, because they don't want you to have an identity that's independent from them and their infringement. They want to punk you and use you and force you underneath blackness, because they want to feel confident. They know they're weak and conquered, and they serve Anglos, and they give their money to Chinese, and they kiss butt to the Latinos. They know they're defeated in this society. So they need a group of people to feel like they have something over them. They want to feel like like they have something. So they look at you mulattoes as their tools, right? And you want to beg them for acceptance, because you're in circles and spaces where they have more numbers. Currently, the trajectory is changing. I'm seeing a lot of you people more now. My whole thing is, a lot of you guys, if you're too young, eventually you'll grow up and you'll realize, okay, you'll come into the consciousness. So even like if they're young, like high school, whatever, like that age, don't even waste your time. Like, eventually they're gonna do lived experience. They're gonna get outgrouped. They're gonna be put in a position where they're basically gonna get forced to absorb this type of information, to develop a consciousness, do research. They're gonna take action. But yeah, if you're a young adult, you're going to college and you're still out here like confused, you don't know what the fuck's going on. I don't know what to tell you, bro. Don't know what to tell you. Okay, because the anti-mulatto rhetoric has been going on for at least a decade, and they've been going hard. Okay, the Afrocentrics and even the Anglos, especially now that the Anglos have kind of come into this awakening that their own women are committing open mutiny against them, having mixed kids, and they look at it as a destruction of their race, their group. Not the white man with the black women or the white man with the Asian women. No, no, no. That's perfectly fine. Only when the white woman is with the black male, they look at that as destruction of their white race, right? And the reason is because there's more white women than white males, right? White women are the majority. So they see that trend popping off and that trend is growing, they know they're in deep shit. And it's irreversible hybridization. There's not much they can do to stop it, right? Let's see what we got. You're talking about Umar. Shout out to you, Bunny. Appreciate you being over here. And let me see the comments we got here. We got my father is Caucasian Asian mixture, and naturally see white men is more attractive, followed by Latino, Hispanic, then Asian, Native American, Indian, whatever. Yeah, that's your little preference, whatever. Black men are least appealing to me. Okay, yeah. Brazil, Cape Verde, Puerto Rican, and Dominican Republic are the mulatto nations of the world. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah. I was in Puerto Rico a few months ago. Ton of mulattoes. I mean, I was only in San Juan. That was the only city I explored, which is a capital. I didn't go anywhere else when I was out there. But yeah, I just go to a local grocery store, mulattoes all over the place. Everywhere, yeah, you got a bunch of mulattoes in San Juan, Puerto Rico, and I was in DR. Same thing. I didn't see too many mulattoes in Punta Cana, where I was at, which is like a tourist destination. I plan on going back next year. Beautiful spot, love it there. But I was in Santo Domingo, which is the capital of Dominican Republic, and it was like mulattoes everywhere, man. Walk around grocery store, local neighborhoods in the Zona Colonial kind of district, surrounding areas. It's just there's mulattoes everywhere. You fit right in. You fit right. Like there's so many people you see. You're like, oh shit. Like it was surreal. It was definitely very rewarding to experience that, because we oftentimes don't get to experience that in the United States. We go to any major city, we see ourselves. Like I was over in Oakland, California, or Washington D.C. or whatever. Like any of the, Los Angeles, it doesn't, San Diego, like it doesn't matter. I can go to these major cities in the United States and I'll see mulattoes here and there for sure. We pop up. We're all over the place now. But I feel like it wasn't to the same degree as when I went to Santo Domingo in Dominican Republic. It was just like, yeah, I feel like you definitely have a stake there. It's like more of a belonging, like the way that the mulattoes walked around, like that's their shit. They're Dominican, they're mulatto, they're Dominican, like that's their home. Like they had more of that kind of presence there. So you see a guy like me, I'm an outsider. Like, yeah, we might kind of share the same phenotype or whatever, but it's like that's their land, their country. And I like that. I respect that about them. I was like, yeah, because this whole idea where mulattoes walk around like they don't belong anywhere and I don't fit in and I got identity issues and all this bullshit. You guys got to fucking figure it out, man. Start to connect with some of these people out here. Whatever city or town you're at in the United States or something, you got the internet. You got to start connecting with people. Like there's too many of us now. It doesn't make sense to just still be out here acting like you don't have the solutions. The solutions are already there right in front of you. And let me just kind of finish up some of these comments. Same thing again. Black men get upset when mulattoes date white men, and black women get upset when mulattoes date black women. Yeah. Yeah. And mulattoes date black males just to fit in with blacks, right? To be a part of their group. Right. What other, I mean, if they're attracted to them, that's cool. That's fine. I mean, everyone's, attracted to what they're attracted to, but that we definitely see, like for me, the trend, especially when they become baby mamas, it's like, well, you just wanted to fit in with them, really, right? Was it because you were really attracted? Because if you were really attracted, you'd work it out. Like you'd be a good mom and work it out with the father of your kids. But you don't want to work it out with the father of your kids. Oh, he's a bad guy. It's like, you're a baby mama now. Like, let's just be real. You just wanted to fit in with them, with that group. But you're still not black. You don't look like them. Yeah, your kids do. Your kids are griffs, aka blacks, but you're not. You're mulatto, you're mixed or whatever. Like, you don't look like them. So whatever. Have fun. Blacks have absolutely nothing to value. Mulattoes, yeah. I mean, if you value marriage, white men are more likely to offer it. A mulatto can marry whoever they want, including other mixed race people. American isn't just black, white. These Bantus don't realize that exactly, but they want to trick you. That's the whole thing with Dr. Umar, is he wants to try to trick you to think, well, genetically, you're mixed race, but politically, you have to pick a side. You can't ride the fence. See, he's your enemy saying that. He's trying to trick you to think that you don't have a choice or an option out here. Nobody tells Latinos to pick black or white. In fact, a lot of Latinos, they have a advantage in a position where they can pick and choose. They can pick to be cool with the blacks, listen to their little hip hop. Then they'll turn around and vote Trump and be all down with the Anglos. Like, they're notoriously known for that, for being cool with the blacks and then turning around and siding with the Anglos against the blacks. Like, that's a lot of their position. I'm not saying all, I'm just generalizing, but like, they're known for that in this country, in this society. So it's like, but nobody tells them, oh, you got to pick this side or that side. They just take whatever choices to benefit them at the moment. Nobody tells Asians, you got to pick the blacks or white, blah, blah. They only tell you mulattoes that. And I'm trying to tell you, mulattoes, you got to develop a consciousness and stand firm in what you represent, who you are, connect with others. We're growing. We're growing. And when I say we are growing, not just numerically, physically our numbers, but it's the consciousness. It's those of us who identify as mulatto is growing vastly. And I'm just one voice, and there's others who are going to be out here as well. Like, so our consciousness is growing. So more and more people realize, oh, wait a second. I'm a part of that group. I represent what they represent. I'm mulatto just like him or just like her. Yeah, we're the same. See, that representation is significant and important. And we have often been denied that for so long, especially the older generations, because they've been tricked and hoodwinked just to identify as black or just a quote unquote light skinned black. Yeah, I got a white mama, but society sees me as black. No, they see you as mixed. Stop lying. Stop. You're not lying. You're not fooling me. Finding half decent black men is too much of a pointless task. There is no point when you have the option to date men in other groups. I've noticed as a mixed race guy, I've always get side eyes and bad looks when I date white girls or others of my same phenotype. It's weird. They think they can control us. Yeah, get away from circles where they are the majority. That's what I've come to realize. Umar is maybe delusional, certainly arrogant, and excessively egotistical. Exactly. I'm Gen Z, and literally the only Gen Z younger millennial men I know in my family and friends groups who are family and marriage oriented are white men or mulatto men. I've never understood the obsession these blacks have with mixed people who decide to date. Yeah, because they want to depolice. And they push that more so with the women as well, mainly. I noticed that, and there's a lot of mulatto women in our circles, our mulatto circles, who've brought that to my attention as well, and have just brought that to other people's attention that I basically have noted and saw where they're upset. Well, no, I wouldn't say upset. They're questioning, why is it that people question who mixed women date, who they should date? Because we already know the blacks are going to be on them for who they date. But then they see a lot of guys, mixed guys, a guy like me or others who kind of laugh at them if there were black guys. A lot of mixed women they feel a certain type of way about that. They don't like that because they know in this society, nobody gives a shit about who mixed guys date. They don't care who we date. If we're with white women or like the blacks have no fucking say in who any mulatto man dates. We laugh. because we're the best looking guys. You could talk shit about me. I'm short, fat, bald. I laugh at you hoes. I don't give a fuck. Like, we get it all from it. Every woman gives it to us. It doesn't matter. Like, we're too cocky and confident. We have a right to, because we're the best guys out here. We're the best looking guys out here. And we've all have access to these women. And like, nobody cares about who we're dating, because everybody knows we have access to all these other women. That's why other races of men they compete with us and they don't like us a lot of times. It's competition, it's competitive. Like, I picked up a shift earlier today working out here before I hopped up here to talk to you guys. And I got to go to work in like a few hours and shit. I'm staying busy. It's good, but there's a Chicana Mexican chick at the spot I was at, fine as fuck. And I see a lot of the dudes, the Mexican dudes, are going to be hating because they know those women. They're checking us out. They're cordial. They want to know what's up. So bringing it back to the point where it's like, well, a lot of people don't really stress or care who mixed men or mulatto men dates, because they know there's nothing they can do about it. They can player hate and cock block, try to sabotage our sexual marketplace value, but too many people find us appealing. We're going to deal with them regardless. But I feel like they really target kind of mixed women, especially like in the black community. They try to target them. And like I said, within my own circles, I know a lot of mixed women have brought that up, where they see that kind of disadvantage, so to speak, where people ridicule mixed women for who they date, but they don't say anything about the mixed men and who we date. I see that. I acknowledge that. And I know a lot of women, they listen to me. I see that. I acknowledge that. And if you have more to say about that, just message me, email me, put a comment. We could talk about it. But I've seen that a lot. People bring up that kind of double standard, if you will. Yeah. Damn, you guys are popping in the chat. I didn't expect this big turnout. I didn't know promotion. I just decided, let me hop up here, talk. And usually streams like this kind of work out in my favor. I get a lot of engagement. You guys are here. So this is all good. You put here, I would say Philip Scott is worse than Umar. However, they're both equally a rotten bunch. Yeah, they're both cut from the same cloth. Because remember, you're a South African colored man. Remember with Phil Advice show, you say he's worse. He's a horrible piece of shit. Because Phil Advice show, dark-skinned Bantu, pro-black, black supremacist, married to a Mexican woman. Remember he was talking crap about Tyla? Remember he said, oh, and Tyla has a white boyfriend. Remember he brought that up? We're like, Phil, you got a whole fucking Mexican wife. I did a stream talking about that, and I did bring that up, where it's like, that's the audacity and the hypocrisy of the black racist. Is they will complain about mixed women like a Tyla and who they date. Oh, you're dating a white man. But yet Phil Advice show, Philip Scott, he's married to a Mexican woman. See, they want to have all the access to all the women they want. They don't have to prove their blackness, but they trick you mixed people into thinking you have to prove your blackness to be down and cool with the blacks. And they're like, if you date someone who's not black, well, then politically you're not on our team. That's what Umar was saying to that female. Umar was saying to that, calling her a mixed race queen. He was telling her, well, you're genetically mixed, but politically you got to choose a side. And how does she prove herself, prove her loyalty to the black race? You got to suck off a dark-skinned Bantu. That's how they position these women, the Dr. Umar crowd. It's through this like sexual politics. And this is a guy, Dr. Umar, who's got multiple kids by multiple women. He's not married to them. And you take advice. But see, I already pointed out there's an age gap there. He has a large following. They want to kind of get their little attention from him, whatever. I donated like $20 to Umar's school. You can say you were a dummy, you were a sucker. Yeah, for sure. $20 is nothing. That's nothing, man. And like I said, I spent like $20 to watch him speak at in Long Beach, California. That's nothing to me. It's the life experience. I mean, I spend that on food or whatever in different, like, it's just, it's part of life. It's part of my evolution and growth. That's why I'm here speaking to you, and I'm qualified to speak on these issues because I have that basically insider knowledge. I was there in person, with the experience, acquiring the information. Like, you know, I'm not just some guy with some made up story, some just random conjecture. I actually have that lived experience to tell you. Why does he say that? Politically wise? Yeah, because it's a mind control. He's a psychiatrist by trade, so he understands it's the mind. He says politically, he can trick and hoodwink people. Like, you have a lot of dissidents who were like Donald Trump supporters who are turning now voting Republican because they don't like Trump, or excuse me, voting Democrat because they don't like Trump. Just like you had with the 2016 election, a lot of Bernie Sanders Democrat supporters, when they saw how the Democratic National Convention screwed over Bernie Sanders, they turned on the Democrats and turned on Hillary Clinton and they supported Trump. So, like, a lot of political dissidents. And Umar knows this political wise, he says, because people can switch and flip. They can change their views, like Elizabeth Warren, who's a politician out in, I think, Massachusetts area. Elizabeth Warren, like, she was like a lifelong Republican, but now she's a Democrat now, just like Donald Trump was a Democrat, supporting and financing Democratic politicians in New York. Now he's a Republican. Like, that's how it works in politics. People can flip and switch. And so Umar wants to hoodwink mulattoes into identifying with him so he can use your ass and bastardize you and neutralize you into pro-blackness, because he is a disciple of the racist black supremacists, like, Chancellor Williams, the destruction of black civilization, all that stuff. I don't watch Umar, but does he also ask mulatto men if they date white women or black women? Yeah, they only ask mulattoes. And like I said, with Philip Vai's show, I did a couple streams of Philip Vai's show because he tried to get on Tyla for dating a white guy. Like, oh, and she's dating a white guy. And Philip Vai's show, dark skin, Bantu with a bell pepper nose, he's got a Mexican wife. He needs to shut his mouth. Doesn't matter who Tyler dates, but that's how they operate. The dark skin Bantu, that's how they operate. They want to bastardize the mixed women. They only want the mixed women to date black to prove their blackness, right? And Philip Vai's show did that again with like some Dominican woman, because a Dominican woman identified as Dominican or mixed and not black. See, they try to target the women. They know it's easier to target them and to pressure them because of this communal sense, the sense of community. With a man, with a guy, we could just create our own group. I can create my own tribe. I can recruit. I can find, okay, this guy's trustworthy, this guy's loyal. I can assign a position to him and we can just recruit. We can build our network. Men build nations, civilization, right? And when you build something, then women will see what you're, and they join, they come in. Like, so they target the women with these Afrocentrics like a Umar. That's why you'll never find a video of him. I've never seen one. If you guys have seen it, share it with me, where they're trying to tell a mixed guy, oh, you should only date black women. Don't date mixed women. Actually, I take that back. Now that I'm talking about it, thinking about it, there was a video of Umar Johnson talking to like a mixed guy, super light-skinned mixed guy. It was on some talk show podcast where he was sconing him for not being with a black woman. And the mixed guy was like, well, I've been with a couple black women. I've been with them, but it didn't work out. So I got a white woman. He was trying to see, I forgot. I should have mentioned that one. There is a video out here of that, of Umar. I could probably do a quick search or something just to show you guys an image. Just real quick while we're talking about it. If I can pull it up. Cause yeah, that crosses my mind right now. Thinking about it. Let me see if I can find it. Just to kind of see if I can find it real quick. Yeah, there was a video not too long ago about that. And it was like a super light skinned guy. He was trying to tell this guy, oh, you should commit to a black woman. You should commit to a black woman. Why? Why? And the guy basically said, Well, he did that before. It didn't work out. So he got a white woman. You should have just found another black woman. No, I did. I found a couple. It didn't work out with them. So I got a white woman. Right? Let me see. I can't really find it right now. The thing is with Umar, he has so much content out here, so many videos and shit. It would take me like minutes to kind of filter through everything to find it. But yeah, like I said, I apologize. I got to retract. There actually is a video of Umar trying to convince this light skin. He's a mix, looks like a mixed guy. He has to be mixed. He's too light skinned, right? Telling him, you should just date a black woman. Fuck out of here. Didn't work out with them. They want to serve Pookie Tyrone and be baby mamas. Hey, have fun. I'm not going to clean up for you people. So politically, you choose a party, not an ethnicity. Exactly. You choose either Democrats, Republican, or etc. Talking about mixed race, people aren't black 24/7 is useless. Shouldn't you be talking more politics? Well, all these blacks aren't even black 24/7. They want to jump in and out of blackness like Kendrick Lamar. They want to act like they're Republican now. Well, yeah, I'm black, but I'm Republican. I'm a pro-Trump and MAGA, and they want to jump in and out of blackness. See, they only push that. They can only push that on mulattoes, and mulattoes are dumb enough to deal with these savages and not get anything out of the deal. Like do not talk and consult with them on mulatto affairs. If they're not paying you, their opinion is null and void. They have no authority and position over here to say anything. They owe you money. They need to pay you, give you something. This idea, like, I don't give a damn what they have to say about what we're doing politically. We're not the same as them. And if you think you're the same as them, you want to have their kids and be a baby mama, that's on you. Go have fun over there. But it's funny because they probably because they're like, you talk so much shit. They all listen to me and crap, losers. And they think I don't even respond to these characters either. All this sneak dissing and shit. Like, man, you hoes are losers, man. I've already dealt with a lot of you people, anyways, on YouTube. I've already clowned you enough. Why am I going to continue to go back and forth or name drop? You sneak dissing, but you ain't name dropping and all this monkey shit. Like, I'm not going to continue to go back with you people, man. With this YouTube shit. Says he means he wants mulattoes to fight Bantu. Yeah, exactly. He wants to use you as a foot soldier to fight their battles. That's it. Yeah. Where's that school at? Well, if she's mixed race, wouldn't it make sense to have mixed race ethnicity? Exactly, and identity as well. He was mad, or he was scolding her for having a mixed race identity, but yeah, he's calling her a mixed race queen. So who's the confused one? The dark skinned Bantu, which is always the position. They're always confused when mulattoes are around. He means he wants mulattoes to fight Bantu battles. Exactly. Yeah, and you're a pro bono mercenary for the Bantu, and they just want white acceptance. You're a pro bono mercenary. You get nothing. They're not even paying you. But you're supposed to fight their battles for them for membership access. Remember, that crusty, dusty, barbecue stained black card, it's not worth a fucking penny. They give that to everybody. They give that to the Asians. They give all their money to Chinese. The Chinese can open up a fucking fried chicken spot in their little black neighborhood, their communita. They'll line up out the door to give these Chinese their money. It's despicable, disgusting fucking behavior. And that's why in 2019, I just turned in my black card. I was like, you people, like, I'll be nice. Like, it's just you're too defeated and conquered to not understand what time it is. Like, you finance your opposition. You give all these people your money. You support their businesses, and they hate you and they spit on you and they talk shit about you behind your back. I was like, I cannot identify with a group of slaves who hate themselves. That's not me. But the whole thing is, yeah, they want you to fight their battles, to be a pro bono mercenary for them. And all you get is membership access. Like I said, in that barbecue stain card, the black card, they give that to everybody. Everybody has that. The Latinos, the white boy, they got Justin Bieber at the cookout homes. They got, They got M&M and Vanilla Ice, and it doesn't matter with these fucking savages. Everybody's invited to the cookout. That membership access, it doesn't mean anything. If you're a mulatto and you deal with them, you make sure you get something from them. They owe you. You help them get out of slavery. They need to give you something if you deal with them. This idea where you're fighting their battles pro bono mercenary, you're taking bumps and bruises and defending the honor of them, and you're not getting nothing out of it, bro. You're taking a fucking L out here in society. 2024, this ain't the 1960s. You talk to these old heads, these mulattoes, you know, right? They're still trapped in the 1970s and shit, bro. In the last 50 years, a lot has changed, homie. A lot has changed. These mulattoes, they understand what time it is now. Especially these Z's. I'm a millennial guy, and trust me, a lot of these Z's, they'll laugh at me, like as we always do. Every generation, they laugh at the older generation, right? Like I talk a lot of crap about Gen Xers, and I got to kind of be careful because a lot of my supporters are Gen Xers, man. I'm gonna be real. Like a lot of a lot of them, I love them, man. Like Emily, these mulattoes who are Gen Xers and mulatto men I see that are Gen Xers who support me. Like I got a lot of love for them. I can't really talk that much crap. I mean, I publicly have said a lot of negative things towards Xers and boomers and stuff, but I think it's natural for us to do that. That's why I'm kind of more lenient now. I kind of laugh it off because, and I see these like Gen Z and stuff, younger these Z's, they're like talking shit about millennials like me. Like, you know, I get it. I laugh now. I'm like, oh yeah, that's just part of being, you know, part of growing up, becoming more mature. That's just the whole process. Like I'm getting older, and so the younger generation, they're gonna look and point to where my deficits are, what I'm doing. I get it, you know. It's all fair because I've done it to the people older than me. So the people younger than me, they're gonna do it to me. It's all good. It's all par for the course. So yeah. Says she looks Dominican or Puerto Rican, not sure who. Kamala. No, Kamala's not mulatto. Kamala's not mulatto. East Indian mulattoes are not East Indian. If she had some type of admixture or something, like a Tyla's not mulatto to me. She's colored. She's South African colored. That's her identity, her ethnic, her racial group, and that's not mulatto. But I sympathize with Tyla. I promote her because I feel like that's a strong allyship, and there's a lot like of we can relate to her a lot. A lot of the people, the mulattoes over here, we support her. We relate to her. We understand, like when being firm and defending your identity. So no, yeah, like I said, Kamala, no, because I think her father's mulatto Jamaican, but her mom's like East Indian. Like that's not the same as us. Okay, I'm gonna be real. Like, and we're in infancy stage of this mulatto consciousness and just development of culture, identity, political consciousness. So yeah, we have to be realistic. I've never claimed Kamal is one of us, but the opportunists, the white supremacists and black supremacists, they will try to act like she's the same as one of us. She's not. Okay. Mulattoes don't have Indian moms. Sorry, guys. This, you know, yet they still hold on the hope of school. Yeah, the school. Yeah, Umar school. I just call them professional victims. Yeah. Kamala is half Hindu, Asian Indian, and half mulatto Jamaican. So she is more quadroon, but the non-black part is from India, not Europe. Yeah, she's not mulatto. That's yeah, you're right. The whole thing. She's not the same as us. They're trying to act like because she's got some black in her, she's mixed. You're just no. It's not. No, no. The component, the crucial component that they leave out is that mulattoes are the representation, the balance of European and African. Most of us, a lot of us were 50-50 European African. Some of us, yeah, it'll be more 40-60. That's my cutoff point right there for those of you who want to know, because people try to blur the lines, muddy the waters to bring all this fucking confusion. Most of us, there's a balance there of is European African. We have admixtures for sure. A lot of us have native blood, especially those of us in the United States of America with indigenous native populations. So yeah, a lot of us, like, we have like native ancestry. So it would be like an admixture. See, I haven't done a genetic test, but I do believe I do have Native American ancestry from my black side, my African side, I do believe. So maybe that would be like less than 10% for sure. But then my European side, it would be like 50 plus. And now the other side would be African. So, like, yeah, there would be some native admixture there, but that's, that's the case of a lot of us here in the United States. So I don't know if I answered that well. Like, yeah, I would consider that to be an admixture as far as like, but like, it's a little more complex than this late in the evening. I don't want to go into all that stuff. But yeah, with the Kamala, they're trying to make it seem like she's like the same as us, but like, no, she's not like European like that. Like, she doesn't have the heritage and the culture, the experience. Like, she has an Indian mom. That's the Indian culture is passed down to her, and her father's mulatto, but she doesn't, her father's still alive, but she doesn't even talk to her father. What the fuck? That's a red flag. Her father is still alive, guys. I believe he's a professor at Stanford University, a prestigious Ivy League university. And she doesn't even, you've never seen him in the media, guys, right? He's still alive. But he's basically, what do you say? Disowned his own daughter. That's sad. That's like that's an L. Maybe because of all the whoring she did to get to where she's at. I mean, you know, to get into high office, political office, all the sausages she smoked and all that stuff. And it's worked out for her. She's a very powerful woman. Okay, a lot of ambition. She doesn't have any children of her own, any heirs to the throne. She's kind of older now, but let me continue on. We get up here. Yeah. I hope she stays in a white community. It will be safer for her. She also grew up in it. Yeah. A lot of these mulattoes take L's, huh? When they hustle backwards. Like, they grew up in like a white community. They got a white mom. They have white friends, and they just want to throw that all away just to be down with the blacks. Now their baby mamas struggling to pay the bills. It's such a fucking L. I just, you have to laugh at it. Any YouTuber channel that talks more politics about our race? No, no, I don't. Most of the mulattoes you see on YouTube, they're like grifters. They're grifters, like, for the political. Like, I see a lot of them mainly for the right, like Amala and Sage Steele. I like, she identifies as biracial. I like that. Okay, but she's like super like pro right wing and Trump and all this. It's just it looks too cringe for me at this point. Okay, and yeah, I just don't see these mulattoes who have that consciousness. They want to fit in and be molded into white society. Like, same thing like with the Amala. Like, I see that with those on the mulattoes on the right, where they just kind of want to fit in with the whites. Like, hey, have fun, go ahead. But you're always gonna have people like me and others who we want our own shit. We're not trying to be cool or fit in with them and toe the line. That's basically what it is, toe the line. Because you're gonna be doing the same thing with the blacks. And they can push you in and out whenever it's convenient for them. We want our own shit that's fortified and solid to where nobody's going to push us out of this. This is ours. We built it and we passed it down to the next generation. This is ours. We're the ones who dictate and make the rules over here. So that's the goal here. And I don't see that type of political consciousness from these prominent, more mulatto prominent voices on social media. I don't see it. I do not see it. Any of them. They're grifting for the Democrats or grifting for the Republicans. They don't have an agenda that serves them on their own. They relinquish their own identity. And they just say, I'm just an American. I'm just an American. Or, or they'll be the token black, right? Like, some of these people, even like, I'll say again, Amala, she'll say she's biracial. And I'm like, yes, then I like her. I want to support her. But then she'll turn around and be like, well, I'm a black woman. I'm like, bro, you just said you were biracial and you got a white mom. Why do you switch it up and say you're black? See, because they want to be the black representative, the good, quote unquote, good black. for their white audience. I see that grifter crap. I don't like it, honestly. She's more likely raised by a white family. She feels she's spoken, yeah. And the thing is, for them, because that's the case for most of these mulattoes in America, where their black father was never around. So, in order for them to get connected to the black side, to feel like they're more in tune with their black identity, is they have to suck off dark skinned black schlongs, to put it nicely. That's how these mulatto women feel like they can get connected to their black side, or they're carpet munchers, or they're munching on, you know, black females in their little LGBT Afrocentric clubs. It goes either way. That's what they do. That's how they have to have some type of sexual access to these blacks and be bastardized or turned out by them to feel connected. There's always some sexual exchange. They can never just go to a black business and just support the business or support the African art, right? You go to a black business, support their product, or go to an art or enjoy black music. It's never, they can never do that. Just support the African art or culture. They always have to get turned out or become bastard baby mamas by blacks in order to prove their blackness. Like I said, the title of the stream is they want to absorb you, literally to relinquish. They want to, these mulattoes want to relinquish their European heritage, European ancestry, they're voluntarily being absorbed by the Bantus, the Afrocentrics. This is what I see. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm full of it. I'm mean. I'm just a short, fat, bald incel. Doesn't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about, but all you guys, you seem to be digging the content. Let me see what the likes are. I'm at 20 likes. I got 30 live viewers. I got 20 likes. I mean, you guys seem to agree. Let me see. I'm guessing the majority of black society in America has the crab in a bucket mentality. They want you to be in the same position and category as them. That's it. You hit the nail on the head. That's all it's about. It's that crabs in the bucket. Misery loves company. They want you to suffer and be stuck with them so they feel comfortable. That's all it is. Baptizing back into blackness. Yeah, it's pretty weird. Let me see. I'm gonna kind of skip through. We're almost at 3 hour mark here. And I gotta, like I said, I gotta go to work in a little bit. So I gotta make sure I get some sleep. Yeah, Bunny, you're funny, huh? A retreat. You see how he says that? A mixed race retreat to baptize you into blackness. How disgusting is that, man? You put here, you used a photo of a Bantu for clicks. Okay. The Bantus use photos of mixed race people for clicks. You look at all the Bantu channels, the pro-wax African Americans, they have all these images of mixed people. They use us for clicks. A lot of these blacks, they get a lot of views when they're talking about mixed people because in their social media circles, they have a bunch of fucking confused mulattoes who identify as black all up in their shit, who feel like they have to prove to the blacks and identify with them. Yeah, a lot of these blacks, like, they yeah, they got a bunch of mulattoes who follow their shit. So all they have to do is just post an image of mulatto, talk about biracial or something. I've already proven that on this channel. They get a bunch of engagement, a bunch of views. Even the white nationalists, the white supremacists, man, they'll talk shit about mulattoes. Specifically, they'll target mulatto children. They get a bunch of views, a bunch of engagement over on X. They got like millions of people in the bigger channels, the bigger pages. In some cases, they got millions of views. I'm like, what the fuck? I did a live stream about that. This one guy, I forgot his name, some white boy, pussy, and he basically was talking crap about mixed kids. And the guy has a large platform, and he got 1 million views, like 2 million views, and it was like within a 3-day range period. I'm like, holy shit! I don't have that type of reach. I don't know if I ever will. But it's like these people are getting all these views, man, using our images, talking about us, these whites, Anglos, and the fucking Bantus. So it's funny you put this comment here. You're using a photo of the Bantu for clicks. Well, okay, you people do the same. Okay, fucking deal with it. Getting involved with the Pookie will destroy your life. Yeah, they love Pookie, huh? Don't they? They love being baby mamas. And the thing is with the baby mama, they want the rest of us to clean up their mess. Nah, I'm not interested. No thanks. Jermaine Shoemaker, aka Umar Johnson, is a grifter, fake as hell, call out black men for race mixing, but it's crickets when B Dub divest over to Mr. Clean. He's a hypocrite. He's telling an Asian woman to stay away from black men. Yeah, black men aren't going to stay away from her. I think I read that comment too. You're right. Yeah, they're all up in her DMs and shit. I saw a video of a black passport bro who was denied entry into Brazil because he had no more empty passport pages filled with Dominican stamps. That's funny. I will admit though, man, I was in Dominican Republic a few months ago and I want to go back next year. I want to go back. It's a good country. It's a good country. Good people, good vibes. It's so chill, man. It's such a different vibe. It's chill. I have nothing but good things to say about the DR. Especially I was in Punta Cana. But yeah, I mean Santo Domingo treated me nice too. I was there for a few days, but it kind of rained one day while I was there, and then one day I kind of got sick. I had to take some medicine, so it's kind of it is what it is. But I did a couple live streams when I was out there at night, kind of in the Zona Colonial area where a lot of their bars and kind of nightclubs and stuff. It's fucking chill. It's fun. Yeah, I think any guy, especially mulatto guys, definitely go down there, check it out. It's funny too because most of the so-called most famous quote unquote black American leaders were all mulattoes. Yeah. They claim all your wins, but at the same time they want to outgroup you and push you out of blackness. And you mulattoes sit there and take it. You got to reclaim your history back. That's why the name of this channel is Mulatto History Channel. Not only are we sharing the old history, our forefathers, okay, those who've contributed before us, but we're making history right now. That's the whole premise and point, is we're continuously creating history every day. And we have to reclaim it, that this is ours. This is our win. This is our representation. This is us. Because we know that we already learned now examining the AAs that they claim everything good a mulatto does. But once a mulatto does something that society doesn't like, they push him to the side. Oh, he's not one of us. He's mixed race. He's not even black. They did that with Kaepernick. All these black bucks and coons for the NFL, these news like reporters or anchors, whatever, dark skinned blacks, they were all talking crap about Colin Kaepernick, saying he's not even really black. He's mixed race. He's not like one of us. You see that? Once their white massa doesn't approve of this mulatto, the dark skinned Bantu is going to be the first one to throw your ass under the bus. Same thing with Obama. Once it was popular in media to talk crap about Obama, how he ruined the economy and didn't do nothing, and he's a tool. Look at all these dark-skinned Bantus throwing him on, say he's not black like us. He's not. Yeah, that's how it is with them. These people. But they're all gonna claim, all the fucking dark-skinned Bantus are gonna claim Charles Drew is a part of Black history. W.E.B. Du Bois, right? Hypocritical, backstabbing savages. They're going to claim all your wins, everything you do that's good. They'll claim it. But once their white massa disapproves of mulatto, they're going to be the first ones in line to throw you under the bus. A lot of you mulattoes, you're eventually waking up and realizing it. You guys are eventually waking up, especially with help to me, my platform. You guys are starting to see it. Yeah. She never had a black identified phase. Black mom, grew up in the hood most of the time, suburbs with dad sometimes. Yet my friends were white or mestizos. I act too white for blacks, apparently. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Stay away from them. Like the older I am now, I'm like, man, it was such a blessing in disguise. I never got suckered into that shit, trying to act all super black or whatever. Cause see, I'm a standard mulatto. So our standard mulattoes, we grew up in predominantly suburbs. And the older we got around college age is when we started to dig in more to our black identity. For me, it was more so in like the end of high school. So 16, 17 for me. That's so before college, that's when I kind of started to want to investigate more my black heritage and African roots and stuff like that. So feel like that's a lot of us, that's the case, the standard mulatto. But yeah, man, like it's such a blessing now. I look back and reflect on it. Like I was never really hardcore suckered into trying to serve or prove to these people. I was in pro black circles. Okay. Like I said, I met Dr. Umar 2016. So I was literally in there in the circles and navigating some spaces. That was like what 8 years ago, so a decade ago, around there. And that's the extent of my experience there. But it was never super hardcore. I think, like I said, the main thing was is I kind of ruined relationships. I could have had good relationships with like white people, I would say for sure. Buying into the pro black BS. And so there's like good people that I basically kind of, backstabbed or pushed away, that I could have developed good relationships with, good business opportunities, etc. And that's kind of the thing that I feel like was the biggest L with that pro wax shit, is there's good people that I pushed away, right? Just to kind of be down and be cool with the blacks and all. Like you're wasting your time. So you notice that, and I have, and other people do as well. Yep. My parents told me that I was mulatto, and my dad took out his tablet and looked up what it meant and taught me the difference between mulatto and mestizo. Nice. Love that. Beautiful. Talk more about that, please. I'd love to hear if you make a video detailing that. That's good information, and people could learn and connect with you on that experience. Father wanted to marry mother, but mother turned him away, fearing that her black family would continue bullying her about it. That was 23 years ago. Now they bully me. Yeah, it's only when you deal with blacks they bully you, if you're in their circles. I mean, I got people, they'll stalk me like some hoe, follow me around on my social media, but that's about it. Like, if you're not in their circles, you're not in their spaces, what are they gonna do? Tag you and harass you like a hoe or something? Like I don't deal with these people. Like, no, if I'm out here, I'm off YouTube, whatever, I'm in public. Like, bro, if you're not paying me or dancing or something, like shaking it for me, I don't fucking deal with you. I don't owe you anything. Like, they act like you have to deal with them. That's the thing. Like, you're not my people, bro. I don't claim you. Mulattoes were not the same as black. I don't claim you. You're not my people. Okay. We can do business and be cordial, but for me, what I'm doing over here, it's on my terms. I've already given you enough freebies now. Now you got to pay. That's just me. I'm the bad guy. I'm the more assertive guy, but this is where I'm at right now. Many of these people who are into all this black centered philosophies that go against biology and science are not properly educated and have too much time on their hands. Yeah. It's all pseudoscience and conspiracy theories. And like they talk about the ancestors. So they get into like mythology. A lot of these Afrocentrics and pro wax, they get into religious babble and mythologies. They don't even stick to biology and science. Exactly. My mother has told me I'm black. Her sisters annoyingly call me the white son. They're all wrong. Yeah, they're always wrong on everything. Don't listen to them unless they're paying you for a consultation. Both of my parents are mulatto, and they both, since they are older, tend to jump in and out of being mixed and black, but they tell everyone that they are mixed people. Nice. Yep. Yeah, the older generations, yeah. It's not their fault though. That's why, like, for me now, I'm definitely more like lenient. I have to be kind of more diplomatic in that sense. And it's yeah, it's not their fault. It's not their fault. They didn't have an option. I feel like some of them, they don't know how to respond or react. They see a guy like me because they're like, oh, well, I like some of the stuff you say, but you're kind of so mean and the way you say it and it hurts my feelings and all. It's like, well, you'll get used to it because trust me, I'm the nicer guy. I look at the younger people. I'm not going to name names, but some of these younger mulattoes, like, they're not going to be as nice as me. They've had it up to here. They're not going to play games or be patient with savages. They already see what time it is right now with this Kendrick Lamar. You have these like dark skinned supremacists who are jumping out here talking all this shit about being light skinned. Like I saw a video, some guy was like, it's as bad as being light skinned in 2024. I'm like, where's the light skinned guys that are gonna say it's as bad as being dark skinned? But you see, a lot of you light skins, like you're punks for the dark skins. So for me, the whole thing is, look, if you're a light skinned guy, you consider yourself light skinned, but you call dark skinned Bantus your brothers and sisters, you're not a mulatto. You're not part of what we're doing over here. I'm just gonna let you know, because that right there, you've already let me know what your position is. Okay. Because you don't check them and call your quote unquote brothers and sisters, the dark skinned supremacists. They're out here publicly talking all this shit about lighter skin and mixed people, but you're not checking them for that. You still identify with them, call them your brothers and sisters. You need to check their ass for that. But they don't. I mean, they consider them their brother and sister. Your brother and sister talking shit about you because you're light skinned. Ah, okay, yeah. You ain't my family, homie. Yeah. You said, remember, South African people are representing white born South Africans, but then they are calling us xenophobic. Yeah, I don't know how you xenophobic. I don't know. Yeah, because South Africa's prosperous because they have a lot of white people bringing their technology, their white technology, white expertising, their white farming, agricultural techniques to the land. It's like the most prosperous nation in Africa. Okay, South Africa, right? So you have a lot of Nigerians and other groups moving there to South Africa for the economic. And it's crazy because I've talked to a lot of colored people, a lot of South Africans. They're like kind of struggling within their own economy with jobs and resources. Like there's a lot of South Africans who have to go elsewhere to get jobs, resources, etc. So I don't know, interesting situation. But from what I know, like with the metrics, it's a very prosperous nation, right? Compared to the other nations in Africa. I don't have all the numbers in front of me, but yeah, and the key point that people don't want to highlight, because you a racist if you say, is that, yeah, because you have a lot of whites, Anglos there who brought their technology and their expertise in South Africa have made it a lot prosperous for people there in the region. So they don't want to give them credit or whatever, or call them colonizer. It's like, bro, well, then go stay in your fucking mud hut then. If you don't like it, you sound like a white supremacist, Mulatto Vanguard. I mean, show me the evidence. I don't understand. Like they're bringing you their farming techniques, their engineering to help you build, and then like you want to sit around and turn on them and call them colonizers. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I don't get it. Hello, Mr. Mulatto, man. I'm just tapping in. I'm sorry, no disrespect. I just don't know your name. You can call me Mr. Mulatto, man. That's perfectly fine. Says black African people have an issue with black South Africans right now defending a white woman in the Miss Universe over a Nigerian woman who grew up in South Africa. Interesting. I'll be honest, I haven't paid attention to any of that. I don't know. Well, we all don't look alike. Unlike full race people. Yeah, blacks are trying to convince you that the woman on the screen you see here, Miss Mulatto, white mom, black dad, blacks don't look like this woman. Nowhere on the planet, like this is doesn't look at her hair texture, her skin tone. She got a fake booty, big old booty. I screenshotted this because it's angle. They talk about, what Doja Cat say? If you can see it from the front, wait till you see it from the back, right? Like the ass so fat, you see from the front, you can tell, but the angle from the side, you look at the kind of the angle, you're like, Jesus Christ, that's fake, right? Good looking woman, Miss Mulata. This is not a black woman. Now the thing is, a lot of blacks will be like, oh, she got surgery to try to make herself look like a black woman. No, she looks like a mulatto woman because she got a fake butt. She's not trying to look like a black. If she would have like darkened her skin or something, like she's trying to look like one of you people. Like, no, a BBL doesn't equate to a black female. You got these Brazilians who are like indigenous roots. They're brown skinned Brazilians. They got gigantic butts. I've seen a few Brazilians. I'm going to see a lot more pretty soon. And, I remember some of the first Brazilians I've seen in person in America, and even when I was in Canada. Like some of these women just humongous butts, and like these are not black. They don't have any mixture. Like these are like mestizo, you'd say, like indigenous, but then Portuguese, indigenous, like mestizo women, and they got giant booties. So it's like that's not a black aesthetic. There's that big booty. It's called a BBL for a reason. The B is not black, you nimrods. The B is Brazilian, the Brazilian butt lift. But you have these African American pro blacks, pro wax, who try to equate the BBL, Brazilian butt lift, to being like a black aesthetic. All you black females don't have big booties. A lot of you blacks, your gut, your tummy is bigger than your butt. You know, built like a a busted Pillsbury biscuit can. You know, you guys heard that one before. Like that's what I'm saying. Like it's called a Brazilian butt lift because you have a lot of Brazilians who are not black at all. I've just publicly told you I've seen this in person where they're like basically brown skin mestiza women or pardo, whatever, like they're Portuguese or indigenous, and like they got a gigantic fucking booty. Like some of these women, I was like, God, like built like a goddess and straight up. Like, how did you get that butt? And it's like it's natural too. It's not fake. Like you see on the screen, Miss Mulatto, where it's injected. But some of these Brazilians, it's like it's not their natural genes. Like, how did you get a butt that big? Like in the proportionality. I hate to take it there, guys. I'm gonna, switch topics soon, but I'm just mentioning that on the topic where it's like, how are they built like that? But that's not a black aesthetic. But the blacks are trying to take ownership for that. It's called a BBL, Brazilian butt lift. It's not a black aesthetic. That's why it's not called a black butt lift. Okay. But yeah. I swear to God, man, I'm gonna see a bunch more Brazilians, but I seen a few, man, and it's like I'm like, how the fuck did you get that? All that junk in the trunk? Like, how are you built like that? It's just the genes. I can't explain it. It's all real, all natural. And yeah, let me kind of finish up. We're at over 3 hours chilling with you guys. Let me see. Remember, Black South African are being called xenophobic because are defending a white born. I think I read that one. Yeah, Nick Fuentes is another grifter. We have issues South Africa like every other country, but the blacks in South Africa know we colored, mixed race, and we are different. Exactly. Yep. The blacks are hell bent on oppressing mixed race people and want to bring us down their level. Yeah, they want to humble you. They want to humble you and use you as their punching bag to boost their ego. That's what it is. That's what it is. They need you more than you need them. They want to boost their ego, and numerically, politically, they want to boost their numbers. They want to act like they got more numbers than they do because they want to claim all the mulattoes. That's all it is. Yeah. Yeah, blacks in South Africa and coloreds are not the same group. Exactly. Yep. You should talk more about mixed people dating each other and getting mixed nations stronger. Madagascar, Cape Verde, DR. Yeah. It's not a dating channel right here. Like I promote it, encourage it. I see images like Alicia Keys or Swiss Beats or Lenny Kravitz, Lisa Bonet. So I see mixed couples. I promote them. I love it. But it's like, this is not a dating channel. And I don't like, it's not my business who mixed people date. But I will point it out when these black racists like Dr. Umar try to scold mixed women and who they should date and try to pressure them. You got to prove that you're politically aligned with blacks by, getting on your knees for a dark-skinned black so you could be a baby mama. We're like, bro, these type of women overwhelmingly are fucking losers. Like they don't offer us anything because they have black kids and they're too sympathetic towards blacks where like they're always going to nitpick and try to police our channels and our social media. You just sound anti-black. That's what they say. You sound anti-black. Well, yeah, you got black kids. You're a baby mama by a black guy. That's a you problem. You don't have to listen to me. Like I'm not trying to prove my blackness like you by being a baby mama by a black guy. That's a you problem. Like, so the thing is, like, I don't do the dating stuff on this channel. Mixed people or mulatto people, they're gonna date who they want to date. But if you're mulatto and you date mulattoes, all free promotion. I'll promote you. I want to promote you, but I'm not pushing it on this channel. This is Yeah. Santiago. I've never been there. I'll probably go there eventually, right? Santiago or Puerto Plata. Yeah. Shout out to all the South Africans in the house, all the coloreds in the house. Doesn't exist. Black people know. Yeah, exactly. And in South Africa, and that's because they're the majority. So they don't need mixed people in a political sense because the blacks are the majority in South Africa. The whites are the minority, and then the coloreds are a minority as well. So they don't need the mixed people. In the United States of America, the whites are a majority currently, even though their numbers are declining. Latino numbers are rising, multiracial numbers are Asian, right? The blacks are not rising. Their numbers are not rising. In fact, they say the black population is like 13%. It's really probably around only 10%, if that. It's because all these mulattoes and they call MGM, multi-generational mixed. I'm just a light-skinned black, and these are fucking mixed people. Like, they're mulattoes, but they identify as black, which is fine. Stay your ass over there. Don't come over here because I will hurt your feelings. And so, like, yeah, that's the thing. Like, over here, the blacks are the minority, so they need the numbers. So they want to hoodwink and trick the mixed people into identifying with them so they can act like their numbers are really growing and they're boosting and all this stuff. That's all it is out here. It's kind of reversed, but it's interesting dynamics when we examine it. In Jamaica, mulattoes are called brown people or red, right? They call them red in the Caribbean. And females are affectionately called browning. Only mulatto families use mulatto within that constraint. Interesting. I'm wondering if mixed people from around the world should not seek cooperation and cohesion like the Pan-Africanists have been doing for years. Perhaps that would be good for us. It's happening right now as I'm speaking to you. I'm one of the guys, a pioneer who's bringing this into fruition. This is my goal. And like I said, I'm not special. I'm not a saint. I'm nobody special, but I have this passion. And I'm not the most articulate, the most you know, logical, okay? But I'm somebody who's putting out the work and making initiative and effort to do it. I'm one guy, but yeah, it's already happening for sure. It's like I've already seen this, I've foreseen this, and it's already happening. For those of us to build these kind of pan mulatto connections per se, if you will, pan multiracial. It'd be good if we could also talk about mixed people in other countries. That's like the Diaspora, like the Pan Africans, Bantus are doing. That is the mindset we need. Exactly. Even the Anglos have that mindset because the Anglos are super fixated on your country, South Africa. You look at how the Anglos here are connected on the right with their billionaire boy, Elon Musk, right? And how he's a major Trump supporter and all the white nationalists on the right who are backing Trump. Yet they got this South African, Elon Musk, as kind of one of their supporters. So you see how, and they're definitely in tune. Even when Trump was in office, he was paying attention to what was going on with the white farmers in South Africa, how a lot of them are being kicked off their land or they're being disenfranchised or even attacked, etc. So the Anglos, they pay attention to that in South Africa because that's going to be their political strategy in North America. The Anglos here, they know their numbers. See, they're going to have to fuse with the Mexicans. Okay. They're not going to be pure blooded. There will always be pure blooded, but they're the growing minority. But for their majority political buffer class, they're going to have to fuse with these Mexicans. And they know that. And also with the Asians. So that's going to be their group they're going to fuse with. So they still want to have indirect rule. They still want to be that ruling class, but have their buffer classes be the kind of majority representation. Like as you see in South Africa, where it's minority, Anglo, the Boers, etc. And then you have like you have the coloreds there, then you have the blacks who represent the majority. So that's a similar strategy. That's why they're fixated on analyzing the political situation of South Africa, because they know inevitably that's the future as what's going to bring in North America for them. So they're very it's very connected. This Elon Musk, the right here in America, and how I've noticed that with Donald Trump when he was in office and back in like 2018, he talked about that with he talked about bringing military force to Julius Malema and their party out there. What was it? The economic freedom fighters, the EFF. He talked about that because he was saying some of these blacks were threatening the white farmers out there or something. And Donald Trump made a public statement about that. They're paying attention. They look at South Africa. They look at the minority whites there who are minority but still have a lot of rulership, and they know that that's kind of inevitable for a lot of them, so they have to strategize and feel like how can they still have that indirect rule and rulership and ownership, but using these buffer classes, because that's their greatest skill set. I see this in the workplace. Their greatest skill set is using these other groups to fight their battles for them, and I see it here in America. Primarily they use these Latinos, Hispanics, as basically kind of, foot soldiers or crash test dummies to fight their battles for them, while they sit in the back and kind of kiki and laugh and, orchestrate the whole thing. That's what I see. So, and they want to implement that strategy around the world. I mean, yeah, we can go into that in the future. Let me kind of hurry up with these comments and get the hell out of here. So I've been noticing lately a lot of black people talking trash about Latino community, like saying they're in a black and brown coalition. What the hell are they talking about? They need more allies than anybody else, honestly. Latinos are already good. They have enough people. They have enough allies. They have enough people who are cool with them because they're hard workers. I mean, they got businesses. They work hard. Their reputation's good. People are always going to want to deal with them. So my black aunts hate Latinos. Jeez. They specifically hate on Dominicans all the time. Are you in the East Coast? Yeah, just like I said right here. They're in New York. Yeah, it's probably an East Coast thing. I'm from the West Coast. We have a different demographic of Hispanics. And, Hispanic culture, it's not a monolith, right? Like a Dominican or Puerto Rican, it's not the same as a Mexican. Even where I'm from, California, where it's like the Mexicans, because they're the majority, where they'll kind of punk and make fun of like the El Salvadorians, which is Central American country, because they're the minority, right? I know there's a lot of El Salvadorians in like Washington, D.C. area, but like in like California area, there's not that many. It's funny, most of all this El Salvadorians I've met, as soon as I meet them, the first thing they'll tell me is, "Oh, I'm El Salvadorian. I'm Salvadorian." Like they right away, they want you to know they're not Mexican. Like it's kind of a joke between these groups too, Mexican and Salvadorian. But a lot of them, yeah, like as soon as you meet them, because they look at me, I'm not Hispanic. They'll let you know right away that they're not, because there's stigma with that, with being Mexican in today's day and age, with Trump and all the other stuff. So the people who might be mistaken for being Mexican, like a Salvadorian, because they look similar, right out the gate, they'll be like, "Hey, well, I'm not a Mexican. I'm Salvadorian. I'm Salvadorian." Yeah, I said a whole lot of shit right there, but that's some interesting dynamics. And like I said, you said New York, it's just the geography is significant, because you have a higher concentration of Dominicans in New York, East Coast versus West Coast. Our higher concentration is Latinos, Hispanics from Central America, Mexico, Guatemala, El Salvador. Okay, so I'm just pointing that out. Philip Scott is nothing but a clown. Umar seems to be more religious nut because his Pan-Africanism has some kind of spiritual undertone. A lot of mythology they use with the mysticism and the ancestors. They talk about their ancestors and all that. I've been noticing lately that some black community, I think I read that, they're talking crap about, yeah. Mulatto acts black and she represents Southern black culture. Good point. She does act black. I think I said that's her market. The way she talks and her slang, and she says nigga, 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 and all her lyrics and all this stuff. So, yeah, she acts black. That's her market. That's her audience. White people aren't listening to her shit. Mulattoes like her. I'm mulatto, half white. So we dig her because we know what she represents. But does she yeah, she does it. Yeah. That's her market. She's making her money. Yeah. I guess I can say she gets a pass. We give her a pass, right? Kamala Harris slept her way to the top. Yeah, pretty much. The whole world knows it. Yeah. Yeah. You need to come to South Africa, bro. You won't be disappointed. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. With the South Africa, I gotta kind of basically build more of the connections. There's a lady, a colored lady, who has like a tourism agency thing going on. I want to connect with her. She's a colored lady, so I just want to build those type of connections, get everything set up more with that. And yeah, do like the Cape Town, Johannesburg, stuff like that. Do like a week or 10 days, something like that out there. Yeah, I'm hoping next year. I looked at some tickets, like $1,300 round trip or something from where I'm at. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I just got to find the right timing. But sometime maybe 2025, I got to really plan it out. But I definitely like to go. I just want to connect more with you guys, colored people, and share your stories, share my stories. Let's kind of build a network, right? Yeah, I just got to make it out there sometime. A lot of Black Americans often visit South Africa. Many have actually relocated to South Africa. We need more mixed people who identify as mulatto or mixed to visit as well. Let's build bridges. Yeah, exactly, man. I appreciate your comment. And that's, like I said, that's my goal. That's my goal, is just to build bridges, connect with you guys, let you know that we we want to see more of you. We want your stories. We want to hear from your stories. We want to promote your stories over here. We want people, because like I just don't see colored people in media. There's no frame of reference that I have. Like I have to do more thorough research and digging. And that's, like in general, like I said, with South Africa, I don't really see that many like celebrities or prominent media people or movies or any like stuff like that. So in general, I don't really have that much like of a reference point. That's why I said I was cheering for DDP versus his opponents, because I was like, I want to see a South African guy like win and represent the country. That's cool. Like, and plus, like most of the South Africans I've met have always been nice. Mostly white ones. I've met a couple black ones, but I've met like a handful of white ones. They've all been nice to me. So I've always had a positive frame of reference. But the colored equation, I haven't heard that many stories from you guys, and I want to hear more. I feel like I have to basically go there in person and really talk to people to see these stories. Has the biggest economy in African continent, is also the most developed African country on the continent by far. Definitely. Yeah, the black butt lift. It's called the Brazilian butt lift, but because when I post stuff about Miss Mulata, and I talk about how the woman you guys see on the screen, how she identifies as mulatto, and there's a lot of blacks who will be black males specifically, but like, oh, she's trying to look like a black woman. She spent all this money in her body parts to make it seem like she's a black woman. I'm like, bro, it's called a Brazilian butt lift. It's the aesthetic of a Brazilian woman. It's not a black butt lift, You put the comment here, the laughing emoji. I'm swear to God, because I've seen these Brazilians in real life. And like it's just natural. I'm like, how did you get that big booty? Like, and the proportion of their body. Like, how did you get that? And it's real. Like, and there's no other women that really kind of have that. Like, they're trying to act like it's mainly black women. Yeah, right. These Latinas that are not black at all have that type of aesthetic and body. And they're really in for a surprise when they got these white girls now that are built like that, like corn fed and shit. And they got a big old white booty. Like I said, I called a pog. I called a couple chicks that who didn't like it, which I respect. Like I said, with the whole snow bunny thing, I respect that. But yeah, you literally have women like a fat ass white girl, and they got big booties built like this, built like that. And it's natural. It's not fake. So the fact that you have some women who get, the surgery, they want the aesthetic, a lot of women, I can say some or a lot, they can pull it off. It looks good. Like for this woman, Miss Mulata. But like I said, I did a stream and I talked about Dominican Republic and how a lot of the passport bros, like they're chasing this aesthetic particularly. But some of the women they're chasing, for me, when I look at them, they're too thick. I talked about that, like the thumbnails I was looking at, like with the passport bros who went to like Sosua, which is major like sex tourism in Dominican Republic. Well, that specific spot, that city, or the beach town, Sosua, where a lot of passport bro guys go. And then like you look at YouTube at thumbnails, some of these women, they look very cartoonish. That's what I pointed out. Like the butts and like the proportion is not like, it just looks like way too cartoonish for me personally. But I mean, for a chick like Mulatto right here, this angle, hey, look, she looks good. Looks good. And she can rap too. Like, what I got that track. What track that was I playing? Brokey or some shit. Okay, that's enough of that. I'm gonna end this pretty soon. Anyways, I just want to say I like how she flows, her raps. She's all right. She's good. Most importantly, she identifies as mulatto. A big win. Big win for us, representation. It can start small, it can start big. The more of us who represent ourselves like this, and people will say she's overly in black culture. Yeah, she found her market. It's working out for her. She's getting the bag. Look at the image here. She's got all these bags, these handbags. She's getting paid. I ain't hating. I have learned that anti-black just means refusal to be one dropped into full blackness. Black Americans will call you anti-black by embracing your full identity, which is extremely sick. Yeah. To them, they'll say if you're not bowing down and kissing black ass and being a self-hater, they'll call you anti-black. Literally. Right? They'll everything is anti-black to them. If you love yourself as a mulatto, they'll say you're anti-black. So you're not going to win with them. So it doesn't even make sense to even play their game. I just shared, I'm already over 3.5 hours on this live stream. I'm about to end it in a minute or two, but I already shared earlier in this live stream with Dr. Umar called this woman a mixed race queen at least a few times. You guys are still with me here in this long live stream. You heard him say that. You can rewind this, go back. He called this woman a mixed race queen a few times, but then at the end of the discussion, he said, "Oh, there's a problem because you identify as mixed race and not pro black." We're like, what the fuck? You cannot win with these people. That's why I kind of got frustrated a little earlier. I was like, ugh. I got mad because it's just their confusion, the self-hate, the trickery that the Bantu exhibits over the mulatto. Like, you're not going to win with them. You play their game. Their game is to trick you and hoodwink you and to use you as a tool for black supremacy. Like, you're not going to win. You're a mixed race queen, but you identify as mixed race. That's a problem. You need to serve blacks and get a black baby daddy. Fuck out of here. There is no trying to look black or white for us. We are both. Both of their genes are part of ours. Exactly. Exactly. Cool. And Renata Mulatto, of course, is a mixed race queen, a mulatto queen. Yes. Many of you women, especially the women who follow or supporters or in the chat, whatever, you guys are all mixed race queens. And yes, the lady on the screen, Miss Mulatto, she's a mixed race queen. Yes, yes, she is. All right, guys, I'm going to end it right here. Talk to you guys soon. Peace out.